voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117, and you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
I might have to ask for your services on making the intro.
Oh my goodness, what is going on, chat? It is Thursday night, it is prime time, and you know what that means. That is right, Next Podcast is here to inform and entertain you guys. We are in for what I'm predicting to be a crazy show tonight. If you checked out the title, I'm just speaking the truth, people. Like, I was told that this might be a PlayStation hate type podcast tonight. And I'm like, yo, guys, it's the truth. We got to talk about the truth and what we have seen going on in the gaming industry right now with a certain company and corporation we got to talk about, man. And sometimes, it just, when it rains, it pours. And trust me, I know this because, It rained unbelievably last night to the point where my power got knocked out at 1 in the morning. But you don't want to hear about that, guys. You want to hear about the gaming news and the topics that we have tonight. So let me go and introduce the panel members, all right? And then right afterwards, I am going to shout out a couple people in the chat. So first off, I haven't started with this guy first in quite a while. Usually because he's setting up his microphone, and he starts playing like sound bites and stuff like that until his microphone is set up. But coming live from the 405, one of the original founders of this show. That's right, people. It is K Mega 405. What is up, K Mega?
Ready the Armada.
Oh no.
We will use the old ways.
What's up, everybody? I'm sitting here and I'm talking to Bottom over here saying, look, he owes me for so much long service. You know what I'm saying? I don't ask for much. So I was like, I think it might be time for him to hook me up with an intro, with a little intro something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think people in the chat, you should go ahead and just tell Bot, look, hook me up with an intro, no music, because him and our music is really not too much the same. I have a better taste, of course. But yeah,
that's an opinion. All opinion right there.
But anyway, good to be here as usual, man. With the full crew, we're here.
We're all here. Everybody's awake too.
Well, hopefully somebody don't just pass the hell out because last week,
out there,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, what's going on?
Somebody's sawing logs over there, man. What?
I was like, Crispy.
He needs some milk.
Please. But yeah, everything's all right, man. Good to be here. I dropped a video talking about one of the topics we're going to be talking about earlier, a couple hours ago. And I'm still fired up about it. So I'm ready to have a good show, man. Let's get it.
Nice, brother. Shout out to Master Clown X3 who renewed his membership and already went in on the Super Chats. That is right, people. Super Chat is working. If you feel the need to support, that is the way to do it. But shout out to you, brother.
Your fucking money.
Yo, shout out to RG Viper X hitting up that super chat as well. Unfortunately, and I know people in the chat are going to be disappointed about this, he's not able to make the show tonight, but he is showing some love. He said, break the pony legs and TTS. Whoa! Bro, he wants us to go in hard, I guess, is what's going on. Oh, man.
Who's that from?
Huh? RG Viper X. Yes, you can tell from his history in the chat. He definitely wants us to go hard on this. So, but next on the list, let's go up here to New England, man. I don't know if you lost power or not, but last night was absolutely insane for me. Dude, like, roads were flooding everywhere. I could not believe it. But yes, this man is the creator, the inventor of hashtag Crispy Truth. It is Crispy Bomb. What up, bro?
Oh, the snore fest begins. No. What's up, everybody? I do want to apologize. I was up 20 hours, and I did fall asleep the other night. I will say this. If all these other guys on the panel, because I'm not apologizing to you, if you didn't make me fall asleep with the conversation.
Betrayal.
I don't know. I don't know. But when it's all said and done, this storm was worse than the other one for us New Englanders. The rain was torrential. I had water, which I never get in my basement. It was a fun morning. My girl woke up first, and she's got the shop vac going. Like, it was not fun. So, I mean,
this tornado watches everything,
man. This one came straight through the country, not on the coast, and it did more damage than the one that we were concerned about. So, just think about that. Like, weather's crazy nowadays, and just glad to be here. And I'm just ready for these pay station topics.
Pay station. Oh, the Pay Station 5. I like it, bro. I like it. Next on the list, he is coming from the Lone Star State, and I want to let you guys know he shows up to every show. $100 bills laced in that G-string, coming straight from his OnlyFans. It is Predator. What is up, bro?
I don't know if I want that intro.
No.
It's funny, you guys are dealing with crazy weather, just like us in Texas were dealing with crazy weather earlier this year. So it all came back full circle. Y'all making fun of us dealing with ice storms and shit. So having power outages and shit. So have at it. Yeah. So,
hey, at least I don't have tarantulas in my backyard, though. That's all I gotta say.
Well, they be in your house right now because we wet outside. But Chris, I want you to stay awake tonight. K-Mega, be nice. I know you're on some shit. So,
I am. You can tell.
It's gonna be a good show.
Yes.
And you just stay white. You other two guys on the panel. So let's get
This is a certified hood classic.
Wow.
My sweet fish.
Oh, no, that is such a nasty name. That just, like, turns my stomach when I hear it. Oh, my goodness. But,
oh, man.
Guys, talking about stomach turning, this next man comes from the West Coast. He comes swinging that mullet. Everybody knows him as the Angry Otter. We also know him as Dark Optimus Pony Extraordinaire. What is going on, Dark? What's up, bro?
Hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Thanks, K-Mega, for that, man. Dude, it's going to be full-on pony riding up tonight. I'm going to be riding up like the king of the ponies, dude.
He probably already spent like $80-$90 on the new
you lost
Horizon.
Me on riding up, bro. Like, what do you
yeah, man. I don't know.
I mean, riding up, you're going to say, "Oh wait, I forgot." There's like ponies in like every freaking game that PlayStation comes out with.
Oh, my
I'm
bad.
just saying.
It's Pegasus now. Apparently, I didn't know that, but today I found out that it's Pegasus Nation. I'm like,
oh, you are part of the Royal Pegasus Nation, is what you're trying to say?
I guess so. I don't know, man.
He said, I guess so.
No, man.
You got freaking wings, bro.
I didn't even know, man.
Red Bull give you wings, right?
Yeah, dude. I didn't even know.
Yeah, they just you gotta buy the legendary edition to get the wings.
Hey,
so
it wasn't even part of the contract when I almost signed it.
When I almost signed it, yo guys, yo chat, yo hit that thumbs up button. You are in for something tonight. I don't know if you can tell, but the panel is in rare form. We got some fire topics to talk about. You look at the title, you know where we're going tonight because it has been absolutely insane. And don't let the PlayStation extremists out there try to tell you that everything is fine.
Dreadpool says you're spiking.
I'm spiking.
Low. Crispy's low, like the mic is low, and then Pred is in another room too, and then he says I'm low.
Well,
So
I've got
you might
news
wanna-
for you. You're mine now. You belong to me.
You belong to me,
So
brother.
I'm guessing Dreadpool's listening, but he didn't type that in the chat. He typed it in the DM, so I don't know.
All right, guys.
Change the
Well,
audio, man. Hit those buttons.
I am not good with audio, man. I have like everything up. I lowered myself. I see that I'm in the red. So that's not good. That would be spiking right there from what I believe.
Yeah,
Pat
that's
lost.
spiking. Yeah.
Okay, you guys are actually in the red. Dark was really when he talks, he gets up there, but
Really?
yeah, a little bit. I think because
I see
you
nothing
got
but green over here.
you got a little extra energy, man. Is what's going on.
I can't even
No.
see that the voices and yeah.
All right, well, I will work on that. It's a work in progress. This is a live show, people. I am good with the visuals. I am good with the gameplay, the intro, stuff like that. I have work to do when it comes to the sound, I guess. So I will be working on that even as we go on tonight. I will try to fix things. Hopefully it's not too crazy because you guys want to hang in for these topics. Let's see. First, we're just going to dive into it first, and we got to talk about the revised PlayStation 5. Now, I think it was Austin Evans who came out with a video comparing the launch PlayStation 5 to the newly revised PlayStation 5. And one of the first things that they talked about was how the launch one was heavier, and they broke it down, they opened it up to see exactly what was going on. And come to find out, it was the heat sink. They took massive amounts of this heat sink out. Not only that, a lot of what they took out was copper, and they left in aluminum. Now, aluminum is a lighter metal, but when it comes to dissipating heat, copper is the way to go. All right? There's a reason why they put the aluminum on top of the copper and have the aluminum blades going up and not going really close to the chip, because copper is actually better at dissipating heat when it comes to this. Now, the kind of like the effect of this was the newer revised PlayStation is runs about 9 degrees hotter, and people were complaining that he was pointing the thermal gun at the exhaust and all that good stuff. And to be fair, the only way to get the most accurate temperature readings is to open it up, put sensors on the different components, and kind of measure it when it's turned on. All right, so. But with that being said, there is noticeably more heat coming out of the PlayStation 5 on the revised version as opposed to the regular version. Not only that, it seems like they really cut costs with a cheaper heat sink. Now, I'm going to go to K-Mega first, man. K-Mega, when it comes to this revision, are you concerned? It's coming off as hotter. I will let you know, I am concerned in terms of the long term when it comes to the system, because I have a feeling the aluminum's not going to hold up as well as the copper is going to, and I feel like they're setting it up that PlayStation fans, they're going to end up having to buy a couple throughout the generation to keep gaming, and that kind of boosts like their console sales numbers and stuff like that. But I gotta, are you concerned? Is there anything to think about when it comes to this kind of like heat sink switch with the new PS5, bro?
Absolutely. I mean, not in the beginning, of course, because I mean that's not where the biggest issues or problems are going to happen. It's going to happen going forward. And so that's the concern that I have. And what's really crazy to me is that we already were seeing people having these issues in the beginning of the generation already. I mean, we're still not even a year in, and people was having heat issues, and they were having other types of like what seemed to be hardware issues within the PlayStation 5. Mm-hmm. So, it's more. it baffles the mind that there are people out there that would go out and be disgusting and try to, dox people or give death threats because they didn't like the Austin Davis. Was it Austin Davis? I think that's his name.
Austin Evans, I believe.
Evans, yeah.
Yo, they sent death threats to him?
Yeah, he was saying that they got. Yeah, he said he knew people, and he said himself. He said he got a lot of hate videos and messages and stuff like that. He said it went crazy in Reddit and all that. I watched that whole video, man, and you can tell that he was not only distraught a little bit, but he was confused. I mean, he was more
like, why'd they do this?
Yeah, like, and he almost felt a little hurt about it because he's like, look, man, I paid all this money to get this PlayStation here. Xbox gave me, they gave me this their console, and he says, look, I did the same things. He says Xbox wouldn't have liked the fact that we put this in a box and tried to see how hot it would get, and we would do all these type of tests. He says, but I want to know, and I think that my viewers want to know, and that was the same thing. And he didn't go to anywhere the links of what he did with the Xbox. He just put a temperature gauge of some sort behind it, and it showed that it was hotter. Now, I mean, Don, he sit there and said that really isn't the accurate way to do that, and so therefore, it could be misleading for how he did that, because like you just said, that you need to open it up and look at it that way. But there's no question about they took out a big chunk of the heat sink that is needed from a incredibly hot SSD that is going to be inside those boxes. That is telling, and we're telling, and you look at it, and the only thing they replaced that was an improvement was the fan. Like, that just screams.
Well, the fan's not necessarily. It's a different fan, but it's the funny thing is, it's not necessarily an improvement. And yo, who was it over here? Shout out to Dreadpool. Man, I am the number one Dreadite, but he says cheaper heat sink, but better, faster fan. Now, Dreadpool, they can adjust the fan through software updates. Even the original fan and stuff like that. So if it's going faster, I mean, they can just update it over the internet for the fan to go faster. I don't necessarily see why that's a thing, but you can't deny the fact that they're using a cheaper, less efficient metal, more of it when it comes to aluminum over copper. Let's be real. Go ahead, K-Mega, my bad.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying, like, I mean, the fan did look better. I mean, just because it looked more, it just looked better. So, I mean, look, I'm not going to be the guy that's going to be the main tech guy to tell you what's good and what's not. But I can tell you when something is missing, that's not good. If something is taken or if it's not replaced, then that's a problem. And look, it's a cost issue. That's all this is. Sony came in taking a loss on the console, and they want to try every way possible to find a way to not, to keep taking a loss. They want to start earning money off of these consoles, and so this was their thought. And listen, this is what's going to be, and this is what's the unfortunate thing, right? Because we're talking about this today. We'll talk about this probably for the next month or so, but these consoles won't actually be affected until maybe a year or two down the line. And then, maybe even 3 at the max. And if you got people at that point to start saying, oh man, my PlayStation 5 is dead, I got to do this and I got to do that. Well, and these people only have a 1-year warranty. That's when it's going to come, it'll resurface again. But you know what people will say? They'll give the excuse and say, well, this is meant to happen. This is, you bought the console in the first year. Everybody's a beta tester. This is what this is, blah, 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 blah. You should have had a better warranty. Okay. But again, and Sony's always done these different type of redesigns, and they've done multiple. Yeah,
they've gotten worse with every iteration. That's another thing. Yeah, the track record is not good.
It's not good. Like, I mean, that's the thing to me, is where it's like, okay, so it's going to get forget about. It's going to get buried because it's going to give Sony enough time to sell their consoles and to try to make a profit and all this and all that. But in a couple of years, what's going to happen then? And if they start falling out and getting hot, it's going to be really problematic for a lot of people out there that's not going to have the proper warranty. So the only thing I can tell you is that if you get these newer PlayStations, the best thing to do is to make sure you try to extend your warranty as far as you can.
As far as you can.
As far as you can. If you can try to get a 5-year, then that's fine. But this is obvious that this is a money issue, and I hate it. But I mean, there's nothing anybody could do about it because nobody's actually going to, they're not going to boycott the system. They're not going to really call it out. And when somebody does call it out, then you see that these people will attack anybody for just them doing what you would think that is a good service to the community out there. I think what they did to Austin Evans is disgusting, man. Just let the man have his opinion, and if you disagree, just don't unfollow and move on. Just say I think you're wrong, and that's it.
Nice. Nice. Yo, and shout out to future generations who he's talking about the bigger deal with the heat is the RAM. And I believe it's the right side of the SoC. The RAM on the right side is completely exposed. Doesn't even have any no metal over it. Now when
they took that out, yeah.
No, they didn't. It didn't have it in the first one either. Like that was another thing that I saw.
That middle part that was at the top. They had two different.
No, it's over the big square going onto the right side. It stopped short of the random access memory, the RAM, right? So you got, I believe it's 3 chips, three stacks of RAM there that have no heatsink whatsoever attached to them. And I thought it was weird the first time I saw it, but now there's even less metal around it in terms of the heatsink, and it basically fully exposed. And you're right, when it comes down to it, that could be a bigger issue. When we talk about the new GPU architecture that both systems are using, and of course I know they're both customized and they both Sony did different things, Microsoft did different things, but these chips run hot. All right, anybody who is in the PC space, about these GPUs and kind of like the heat that is produced from them, lower wattage, but they do run hot. And so you would think that that would be the one place where they don't try to cut funds on. So this way you can have your system for as long as possible, which is why I think they felt like it'll keep the system running long enough, and then eventually the consumer will probably have to get another one. And that's not necessarily bad because it'll bolster how many consoles we have out in the wild. If we have people buying multiple consoles through this generation, it's not going to hurt their numbers per se, and I think that's why they don't necessarily care. That's right. I'm gonna put it out there exactly how I feel and what I think is going on when it comes to PlayStation, and I feel that's a mentality that they definitely have right now. But let's go to the King Pony, or I'm not going to call him any King Pegasus or anything like that. The King Pony on this panel, of course, is Dark Optimus. Dark, what do you think about this heatsink situation? Do you think there's any concern here when it comes to what they did to kind of bring this console into profitability per console sold?
It's a good question because these consoles aren't even worldwide yet. They're only in certain countries. So I mean, they do have a chance to fix that issue if they really want to. I don't know if they will. I kind of doubt that they will. But I mean, it's interesting because it's like, did we really need a revision? Because honestly, I mean, except for, I think, a few. I mean, I haven't heard a lot of consoles having a big issue. I mean, I've heard of a few. I mean, more than a few, but you know what I mean. I've heard enough to be like, oh, okay, yeah, there is some issue, but it's not big enough, I think, to warrant a revision like this, especially with the way that the heatsink is now. You're like you said, it's copper already, so I mean, it's gonna last a lot longer than something that's aluminum, which is completely weird as to why they would have put aluminum in there. I mean, yeah, granted, I understand that you want to cut corners and you want to.
Well, aluminum, they do use aluminum in combination with copper to dispense heat. They do.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, for me personally, I'm glad I got the one that I have. Because
you should be.
Have to really worry about it.
You should be.
I won't have to really worry about it. So I suggest if you can right now, if you're concerned about, this issue, get the one that you can right now, especially here in the States.
How do you know
live in what? How do I know what?
If it's not the revised model.
Because it'll say it on the box. If it's not if it's the revised model, it'll say it on the box.
Oh yeah, I forgot the number. That's probably something I should have remembered for the show.
You should probably look up the number and make sure that it's not the number that you're going to get if you get when you get the console. But right now they're not. But right now they're not even selling it here in the States. They're not selling it here in the States.
Numbers, bro. Come on, man.
But dude, they're not selling it here in the States right now. So if you live in the United States, get the one that's already
if you can
on the shelves. If you can. That's what I'm saying.
I think that's the biggest problem.
But that's the thing. It's not here right now, but it very well potentially could be.
Oh no, it's coming.
I mean,
it's coming.
Gonna happen. Yeah, it's coming. But I mean, that's the thing. If you're really concerned, I would try to go for the one that's being sold right now in the States. Unfortunately, for people who live in Australia and I think the UK and
Japan,
even Japan. They have to get the revised version, which is kind of sucks. Yeah, I get it. That sucks. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you really want a PlayStation 5, I mean, what are you gonna do? Be like, no, I'm not gonna get it. If you're one of those people that really want to play some of these games, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna buy the console. You're gonna, and yeah, you're gonna feel like, oh man, I got fucking cheated a little bit with the heat and stuff. But I mean, time will tell really if this is a huge issue or not. Right now we don't know if it's a huge issue. Can it be? Is it possible? Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's also possible that the ones that we have, or the one that I have, could break on me sooner or later. It's just inevitable. It's the same thing with the Xbox Series X. That thing's not going to last forever. I mean, it probably will last a lot longer than the PS5 will. Yeah, for sure. But it's not going to last forever. And
image control.
It's gonna break. It's gonna break down, dude. It is. You don't believe that it's not gonna break down? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It will eventually.
I don't know. My One X is still running. My 360 Splinter Cell Conviction system is still running.
Dude, my launch. Hold on, my launch 360. My launch 360 is still running. The silver disc tray. My launch 360, and we all know Red Ring of Death and everything like that. But
you got lucky as a motherfucker.
Yeah, you got lucky, dude. So I mean, you were one of the really lucky ones that didn't have the Red Ring of Death. So I mean, that's the thing. Like, it happens just with hardware in general. It's just hardware breaks down. After over time. Yeah, granted, the Xboxes, like I said, last longer. Yes, I will agree with that. I mean, your One X is going to last.
No, I mean, they went through their trials and tribulations. We know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 2013 was a debacle in itself, but if you really look at it, the Red Ring of Death was the ultimate debacle. And they ate it like champs, and I sent it back twice, and I got a refund for what I purchased, and what I purchased is what the elite version of it with Splinter Cell Conviction cost. Like, maybe I paid like an extra $50. So I was happy because then I got a console that is not dead after, 13 years, 14 years? It's still running, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's going to run. I mean, who knows how long these consoles You know, that's the thing. Like, we don't know. Some people might get you might get lucky and have a console that's going to last you for your entire life. You know, and then eventually it'll break down or whatever. But I mean, that's the thing. We just don't know for sure what these consoles are.
My favorite console of all time is the Dreamcast, and my Dreamcast, I believe there was definitely an issue in terms of the 4 controller ports in the front, because I had like 3 of them within that generation, and each one, like the ports would burn out one by one. So like I was using the player 1 port. Remember back when controllers were wired, people? Like I was using the player 1 port. That would eventually stop working, and I'd have to put my controller into the player 2 port to play, you know, even like single player or anything like that, and they would eventually burn out. I went through 3 of them like that. There was an issue there.
That's the thing. That's the thing. There's an issue there, but that's the thing. We're so early on in the generation with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. We don't know if there's going to be issues down the line yet. We don't know it because we're not there yet. Will there be? Possibly. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I'm not somebody who's sitting there every day taking this damn thing apart and trying to figure out what's in there. I don't do that. I play the game. You know, I don't play consoles. I play games. So, you know.
But you play games on consoles, so the console has to run for you to play your games, man.
Well, yeah, the console has to work. Yeah, of course, dude. But you guys are acting like I fucking killed your cat over here by saying something about Xbox. Like Jesus Christ, calm the fuck down. Like, it's not that big a deal. I was saying that both could have potential issues later on down the line because actually the Xbox gives off more heat than the PlayStation 5 is right now. So, you know, like in the States. But, you know, that's the thing. Like, we don't know. So we have to wait to see.
Okay, but what I gotta say is out of the research that I did for this topic, there are a couple things that are substantial. Copper is better at dissipating heat than aluminum is. Yeah. All right, so therefore the launch PS5 had more copper in it, which would, you know, common sense kind of break it down mathematically, logically. The launch PlayStation 5 would be more efficient at drawing heat away from the SOC. So it's a little concerning to me that they would be like, you know what, copper's expensive. Let's take that out there. Let's use these recycled Pepsi cans as a heat sink and just put a lot of aluminum in there. That's it's a little concerning to me, bro. I'm just saying, like.
No, I mean, it is definitely a concerning thing because it is, you know, aluminum over copper, but, you know, I don't know how long it's gonna last because I'm not an engineer. I'm not somebody who's sitting there being like, oh, you know, I gotta study this shit because I'm not gonna do that. Like, I don't care about that stuff.
I'm sorry, I care about my subscribers. I see, you know, you don't have you don't post content on YouTube, stuff like that. But I gotta think beyond myself. Okay, I gotta think about my subscribers, and you know, on that note, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, definitely subscribe. But I gotta think about the community more, you know, more than just like my own opinion. Yeah, more than you do, man. I can't believe you, yo.
I understand. I understand that. I get that, dude. But I'm just saying is that I it's not that I don't care. It's just that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not know what's gonna happen.
So you don't know about the Series X because you got a Series S.
Right.
So I don't
exactly.
Know.
I don't know.
The Series S.
I was just asking a question.
The Series S is quietly
know if the Series S is gonna
the most efficient next gen console.
It's probably gonna last longer than the Series X. That's the way I look.
Yeah, yo, dude. That no lie. The Series S is low key the most efficient next gen console on the market right now. Like that right there is insane for people who, you know, are coming in entry level, you know, not spending that $500 but coming in at that $300. You have a console that will probably be with you the longest out of any of them with the Series S. I can definitely see that. And when it comes to performance, yeah, it doesn't have the dazzling like native 4K or anything like that. But what that little system can do and the output that it does is pretty amazing for the price point and everything like that. So all the Series S, owners out there, in the chat, let us know how you feel about the Series S. There are a couple super chats I need to get to real quick because I am determined not to miss one from this man, my golfing buddy, Sir X-Man. So, he says, I don't like anybody because I can't find time to play games. I hope people know exactly what I'm talking about. Work. And brother, I actually feel you on that. I have to add another 12-hour day to my weekly shifts. So I hear what you're saying on that. And he also hit up the super chat one more time. And he says, chat, how many times did you replace your PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2? So in the chat, I want to see you guys, all the PS1, PS2 owners out there. How many times did you have to replace it? When it came to the PlayStation 1, I think
8 to 10 for me.
PlayStation 1, I only replaced it once.
Problems. The PlayStation 1 did have some problems until they revised it and made it and took out one. I think it was one thing that was making it, And I think the PS2 didn't have those issues though at all.
I had simple stuff with the PlayStation 1, just the buttons for the most part.
I went through 3 PlayStation 2s.
There you go.
I went through 3 PlayStation 2s. I went through 8 to 10 PlayStation 1s.
Wow.
And the only reason why I went so many is because I had a friend that worked at KB Toy Store, and I could just take it to him when it was messed up. And I would play him until the wheels fall off. It would do weird things, but the main thing that was what'd you say?
Till your hands got soft.
Yeah, you could push that big ass button, but no. The main problem was always with the eye, and then so if people didn't know,
I feel like it's because it didn't have any A button.
You had to turn it upside down.
Dude, I was just gonna say that. I used to have my in later on in the second PlayStation 1's life, I used to have to turn it upside down when I put the disc in to get it to read the disc.
Yeah, because it wouldn't read the disc, and then I had I'd say 2 or 3 that just fizzled out. Like I think they were just bad copies or whatever. Because I think my homeboy was just grabbing maybe like refurbished ones or whatever the case may have been, because he was thinking that at the point when he got to the 5th PlayStation, he was like, come on, man, what are you doing? I said, man, they just keep messing up. And so, but the one reason why he would know is that he would come over when we would play games all the time. And so then one of the times he was there and he saw it just went out. And so that's when, whatever. But yeah, no, I went through around 10 to 8 PlayStation 1s. I still have 2 PlayStation 1s here right now. I have one of the little small ones.
And the PS1X or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I have a regular PlayStation 2. I went through 4 Xbox 360s because I had 2 of them that had the red ring of death, and the other, and then I left one at my ex's because I just had to get the hell out of there. So I just
he took off. He's like, "You keep it."
Took off. I'm like, I'm out. And then I bought another one just recently. Sir X-Man knows that because we were playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So, but Xbox One, I've only had to replace one, and that was because of the disk drive. But that was the only problem with that one. And I had to replace a series. I had to replace a Xbox One X. One time, and then and now I got this, and so. But I tell you one thing that the 3 consoles I did not have to ever replace was the original Nintendo, the NES. It's in my closet right now.
Did you have to double stack cartridges to get it to play though?
Oh, you blew into it and then you like tap it like a million times and then the game.
I used to have to put
find out later that doesn't actually.
I used to have to put the cartridge in, press it down, and then slide another cartridge on top of it to get it to play.
Oh no, I never did the double. I think somebody did that before, but I didn't. I just did the you blow
What was
on
our
it and then
topic
you come
again?
in.
How we still talking about this?
Sir X gonna ask that. And the Genesis and the OG Xbox. Those three consoles still have the original ones, and they don't have no issues.
All right.
And
my bad, brother. Yo, I just want to say shout out to RG Viper X, who somehow is still tuning into the show. Shout out to you, brother, and hitting that super chat. Thank you so much for the support. He says, and we were just talking about this. Anyone remember when you had to turn the PS1 upside down in order to read discs? The memories, bro. The memories. But Predator, this revision for the PS5, they definitely cut corners, cut costs when it came to the heat sink. Do you think this is going to be bad for customers down the line, bro?
Well, I mean, I don't pretend to be a fucking chemist or anything like that. I play one on OnlyFans, but
well, there's that one series you did as chem. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I would guess. Obviously, you guys mentioned this earlier that aluminum is a lot cheaper than copper. It's probably about a third of the price. And I would say that possibly moving out some of this stuff actually may have helped a little bit with airflow. That's why you're seeing the heat coming out of it more. And I would be concerned if I was of the original PlayStation 5 owner, because that heat is not coming out of the console right now. So it's being stored inside it. So that's probably one of the few upgrades to this, the way they did it with the newer one they're coming out with. It, like the heat actually pushes out now. All that heat, even with the copper, is still stuck inside that console somewhere. So like that's why they're having hit issues. You're hearing these rumors about the heat and stuff like that of the console before. They did, obviously address the issue, even though they did use aluminum, which I think, I'm not a chemist. I think the melting point of aluminum is a shitload lower than it is for copper.
Oh, yes.
So I would assume that stuff would actually heat up more, depending on where they put it at. And then you got people that are about to start putting SSDs in this thing as well too. So you got to add that into the mix too. I don't think either one of these consoles are efficient, to be honest with you, as far as getting rid of heat. Not consoles. I mean, I'm talking about as far as the PlayStation 5's revisions.
Okay.
I don't think either one of them are good at getting rid of heat. I actually have my Xbox now laid on the side, and when it's on, I can feel the heat coming out of that damn thing. They're both hot as fuck, especially with the Xbox Series X, because it's so compact. But they did a really good job of getting the heat out, like blowing that shit out of there. And I think maybe
It's a chimney.
PlayStation 5 might have rethought their situation through by putting a new fan in there and doing it the way they're doing it now. So it seems like they're pushing more heat out of it than they were before. But I mean, this early in the generation, for them to have to make this change lets you know that they probably felt like they fucked up with their engineer design in the beginning. Just from the jump, like they probably could have done, and this is just one revision. You'll probably see a couple more between now and the PlayStation 5 Pro. So the Slim Pro, Advanced, or whatever. But yeah, it's a little. I think it's a little early in the generation for them to be doing something like this. Well, I guess on the flip side of this is a good time to do it because you can't get one. So if they're going to make a revision without anybody knowing about it, this would be a perfect time to do it because people don't have one. They don't know what it was like before with the original PlayStation 5. I had one. I didn't. My stepson has it now, but like I didn't play any like tasking games that would like rev it up. But as the generation goes deeper, we're going to get games that are going to push these consoles. Like I mean, I know at the end of this generation, my One X was, I could hear it sometimes, so, having the PlayStation 5 that most people have right now, fast forward, to, Horizon or God of War or, Battlefield, the next Battlefield or something like that. Like these things are going to get like, they're going to get pushed. So you're going to hear them rev up a little bit more and that heat's going to like kick up, I mean, I have a PC and I have like immaculate cooling on this motherfucker right now, and I still hear it sometimes kind of rev up when I'm playing some games and I have it pushed to the limit. Like if I'm playing, case in point, Flight Simulator. If I put it on fucking max, I hear this thing. I mean, I hear it. Like I can feel the heat coming off of it, blowing out the vents on this motherfucker. So, and you get a game that's gonna push the limits on the console that's not optimized right, you're gonna have some problems with these consoles going forward. So, I'd be specifically worried about the PlayStation 5 a little bit more than I would be the Series X, because I think the Series X, I think they kind of, I think they addressed that issue the way they have cooling set up. Whereas PlayStation 5, we kind of heard that they were having issues with cooling in the very beginning of this console generation when it first, even like in the early stages of it, they were having issues. And that's why they didn't want to talk about it until like the last minute, So, just wait for the Slim.
Yeah, wait for the Slim, man. And well, when it comes to Series X, I just want to say I feel that the Xbox division over there, their design division, with how they made it kind of like a chimney design where heat rises, you got the fan on top, and you can have the heat basically just take its natural progression upwards to get out of the system. I thought that was absolute genius, man.
Unless you lay it on your side, like I have mine right now.
Why would you do that, man? It's so ugly on its side, yo.
Well, the way my monitor is set up and stuff like that, it's just like it's easier to hit the power button, and I like it because I have a 2 hard drive on it. The one I have for my games I store, and the one I have to capture footage, and so they just lay perfectly flat up. There's like a perfect space for that, but like when you have it standing straight up, you can't put them on top of the chimney. So like you're just sitting on the desk somewhere with wires everywhere, and I see them now. So it's like it's a mind fuck for me. It's just the way my it's for me. It's just the way my shit's set up in here. But it works. I got the AC unit. It actually blows right on top of it, so it's perfect.
Nice. Yo, real quick, I want to shout out one of my golfing buddies who made it here live. Yo, shout out to Animated Evil. I see you in the chat, bro. Shout out to Indie Gamer as well. Fun Speculation. It has been a while. Good to see you back in the chat, sir. Brap, we have Enrique from Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. Enrique is in here. What is up, brother? Good to see all you guys. Yo, while we're at it, hit that thumbs up button, share the show out, let people know we are going in tonight. It is next podcast, and it is Crispy's turn to talk about the PlayStation 5 revision. And that
Can I read this right fast before Crispy starts? Just really quick.
I don't know. Ask Crispy. It's his time to shine. So ask Crispy.
Crispy, can I read this right fast? All right. Okay. It says what metals get hot the fastest. It says aluminum. Aluminum conducted heat the fastest at an average of 14 seconds. The bronze was the second fastest at 16 seconds. The silver metal average, blah 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 blah. It also says copper get hot is one of the top hot metals as well. But just reading this right here, talking about aluminum and how hot that it can, that it can get.
How quick it gets hot.
Yeah, how quick it gets hot. I mean,
it's like 650 degrees or some shit, right?
Yeah. So I mean,
and I think copper is like over 1,000 degrees.
They're all conductive metals. The thing is that copper actually dissipates the heat much better than aluminum.
Much better than aluminum, right?
Yeah. So, Crispy, on that note, man, chime in on the PlayStation 5 revision, and then we are going to get into even juicier topics, bro. What do you think about this revision, man?
Well, let's be serious for a second. Are you surprised? Are you surprised that they took things out that seemed logically needed to be there?
I'm surprised that they did it this soon, to be really honest with you, man.
Well, here's the problem, okay? Like, when I bought a 1X compared to the 1S, I knew what was going into this. You understand what I'm saying? They laid it all out for me. I'm a consumer. I'm not somebody that's going to sit here and say, all hail PlayStation, all hail Xbox, okay? I love Xbox because of Gears. Everybody knows that, okay? It doesn't matter what they do. As long as Gears is a decent game, I love Xbox. Okay, but I also loved SOCOM and a ton of other games that I don't even remember anymore because it's been so long with PlayStation. But I also played PlayStation 1, 2, and I stopped at 3 because of the price point. And also, it has its issues at the beginning from what I've heard. All right. Now, I don't know for a fact. I didn't experience it. I had enough problems with my 360. Okay. I'm not sitting here denying that both systems had problems. Okay. But one was much less priced than the other. Number 2, for the love of God, go look at breakdowns of the Series S and the new PlayStation 5. I mean, there's only a few out there of the new version of the PlayStation 5. The heatsink on the Series S is probably the same size. Think about that. It's pretty ridiculous, okay? It doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna have to check that out because I don't think so.
The one thing I will tell you is that from what I've seen, the multiple people that have broken down this new PS5 have said this 9 degrees is too much, which is correct. I actually saw somebody break down a Series X, put liquid metal over the SoC, and then test it after they already tested it at the regular temperature. It went up 1 degree through the vents, and it went down 3 degrees, the internals, and this is through the outside, but it's in the area of all the internals, the entire chipboard and everything else, and it went down much faster, and it 3 degrees is a lot, but nobody's talking about that. So we have to look at that and say, are you measuring it correctly? Number one. But 9 degrees is a big difference. Okay? And everybody's touting this liquid metal thing. There's one thing that I keep hearing. It's at that temperature, that much higher degrees, it's either one of two things. You have to downgrade the performance of the machine, or you could have problems. And the one thing everybody ignores is that it was overclocked to begin with. If they take the overclock away, because clearly it's same SoC and everything else, if they take the overclocked away to the new machine, then technically you're not getting the same performance, are you? And that's where I am just like, we're going to go into these other topics, and it's just like, you ever cry wolf too many times? Well, that's what I see. What you doing, Sony? What you doing? You know what? Everybody else is just all sitting here like, yeah, I'm just going to eat this shit up. You know what? If Xbox is doing this shit, I'd say the same damn thing. I'm sorry. Especially with purchasing, I'd probably be even louder right now. I'm just telling you.
I got you, bro. I got you. Well,
another thing, too, that he added to that is just like with anybody who has a PC. They'll tell you if you overclock your PC, its lifespan will decrease. So, Crispy made a fantastic point on that. The PlayStation 5 is overclocked. And again, with that type of juice flowing through the console, it's gonna cause some issues to make things probably run out a lot quicker than it normally would if it wasn't overclocked. So that's another thing to think about as well. So
the good thing about this again, and even if it's a small thing, there obviously Sony has put in kind of like software doorways where they can update things when it comes to the internals of your PlayStation 5, like fan speed, stuff like that. So if pardon the pun, but if shit really hits the fan, you're going to be seeing a lot of updates come out. Like, what is this for? What is that for? And if you see a bunch of like switching of speeds internally and whatnot, that's pretty much what it is. It's Sony trying to like kind of bring it back a little bit. There's a little too much heat going on, a little too much heating up on people's consoles and stuff, and they really don't want to get a major kind of like backlash from that. But talking about backlash, guys, Oh man, I haven't seen anything like this since Tomb Raider. The reboot of Tomb Raider came out, and it was announced as, basically it was announced coming to Xbox, and then everybody just got on Xbox's case. Gaming media would not let it go. Like, where is it coming out on PlayStation? Stuff like that. To the developers, all that good stuff. I haven't seen anything like that until now, with the acquisition of ZeniMax and Bethesda, and a little game people might know as Starfield. Dude, the more and more Xbox comes out and tells people this is an Xbox exclusive, this game is going to be on platforms that Game Pass is on. But there's so many people, even the gaming media, they would not let it go. There's articles saying, well, there's still a chance, and then you see the quotes in the article, and it's nothing really stating that this game is coming to PlayStation. But basically what they're stating is, well, if platforms support Game Pass, then this game will be on that platform. Basically what they're saying. And for the platforms that don't support Game Pass, well, you guys can play it other ways, whether it's streaming on your phone or your PC. Like, they're offering different ways and such, but people will not let it go. Even gaming media talking about there might be a chance Starfield comes to PlayStation 5. I can't believe the lack of common sense. If it's just because they need clicks, if it's just because, people need attention on Twitter, they want those likes, they want those comments for whatever reason, because I don't think anybody gets paid on Twitter. I have no idea, but we are getting into this now. So, let's start with Dark Optimus, man. Dark, what is going on here? I feel like it's a plan between, like, those Sony extremists out there. If they keep on talking about it, they keep on asking the question, they keep on doing this, they keep on doing that, they think that somehow, some way, they will bend Bethesda's will, or Xbox's will, either or both, and somehow get this game on PlayStation. Are they ever going to get it through their heads that this is an Xbox exclusive, and this game is going to be available on platforms that support Game Pass, man? What's going on here, bro?
It's Pete Hines who came out and said, this is the thing. Pete Hines came out and said, I wouldn't rule out, basically what he said is, I wouldn't rule out our games never being on PlayStation ever again. That's what he does it.
But do you realize the context around the
Hold on.
Mm.
It's because he didn't know. He doesn't know if
that's
it's gonna.
That's not why.
It is, dude. Because
he was talking about platforms that support Game Pass all around that comment. How come people are just pulling out that comment?
He was talking about he didn't know if games were never going to come to PlayStation. Their games were never going to come to PlayStation. But he also, see, you didn't let me finish. He also said Starfield is exclusive to Xbox. That's what he said. And that's what people need to understand, is that Starfield is exclusive to Xbox. Period. And they hear one thing as in like, they hear him saying, well, I don't know if games are completely done on PlayStation. He said that's what he said. He said, I don't know if games are completely done, if we're never going to make a game for PlayStation. Then people ran with it and thought that Starfield was going to be on PlayStation, even though he said in the article that Starfield is exclusive to Xbox, period. And then, of course, Aaron Greenberg had to come out and say it's because people don't fucking listen and don't read shit, and they just go by whatever they see because they see it on the headline or whatever. They just don't think about it or whatever, and they ran with the whole, Starfield's coming to PlayStation 2, right? No. Aaron Greenberg came out and said No, that is not the case. I don't know how many times I have to make it clear to you guys that Starfield is exclusive to Xbox. Period. Like, and then of course, he said something about launching exclusively to Xbox, and then somebody ran with that and said something about that, and I was just like, oh my god, here we go. It's so stupid. If you want to play the fucking game, buy the damn console or play it on Game Pass or your PC or get it on your phone. I don't feel bad for you. If you can't play the game, I don't feel bad for you. I don't.
I don't feel bad for you.
Why should I? I have both consoles. I don't give a fuck about you.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
damn.
It's true. Like, if you have both consoles, why do you care? Like at that point, you're like, oh, okay, well, I get to play Starfield. You don't get to play Starfield. Oh well, like I understand that like some people can't afford to have both consoles.
Yeah.
Understand that completely.
There are some poor folk in the world. I might have to buy an
I
oven.
understand that. But if there's a game that you really want to play, pick the console that you really want that game's going to be on. If there's a game like Starfield, you really want to play it, then buy an Xbox or buy PC. Period.
Or stream. At least Xbox is
Or
giving
stream.
you options. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
There's options there. So you have an option to stream. You can stream it from your phone. Like you don't even have to buy the console if you have a PlayStation. If you say, "Oh, well, I want to get a PlayStation for this game or that game." Oh, okay. Good. Awesome. I got a PlayStation. Oh, man, I want to play Starfield. There's an option there. You can play it on your phone. Yeah, granted, is it going to be the best version of the game? No. But at least you get to play it. Period.
I got you, bro. I got you. Yo, shout out to my brother, my Crossfire brother, Enrique from Basement Radio Arcade Podcast, hitting up that super chat. Thank you so much, brother, for the support. He says the PlayStation doesn't throttle based on heat. That's exactly what I was thinking as well when that was being talked about. The difference between new and old is 3 to 5 degrees Celsius. That's within spec. If it were double digits in difference, then cause for concern. Now, with that, Enrique, I got to ask you, do you have any concern about the right side of the RAM that isn't covered by heatsink whatsoever? Wear and tear in electronics through constant heat. That's pretty much, how you end up buying a new system. And you got the entire right side, when it comes to the system memory, completely void of anything taking the heat off of those stacks right there. So
they want you to buy a new system.
I know. I feel you on that. I hear you, brother.
And them SSDs is gonna run hot.
No, I feel you. I know. But shout out to Brad. He hit super chat one more time. Bro is supporting the show and the channel tonight. He said Digital Foundry, Red Gaming Tech have videos on this. Essentially, the new PS5.
Whoa! Did he say Red Gaming Tech?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the dude that was talking about RDNA 3?
No. I forgot the name of that.
I believe he did say that.
But Austin Evans also made a video. So you're like, that is also somebody in the know when it comes to this stuff. I understand what you're saying. You know how I feel about Digital Foundry, bro. Now, Red Gaming Tech, I will go back and check out his video to see what he says as well. But me and Digital Foundry don't play well.
Talking about the RDNA 3. I thought he had like.
I forgot his name, man.
Okay.
Oh, Red Dragon.
No, he's a little Weasley.
No, it wasn't Red Dragon. It was another guy.
He's a little Weasley.
Yeah, he's a little Weasley guy, man.
Yeah. Because I was like, oh, no. Okay, come on now. Don't bring it up. People will be talking about RDNA 3.
No, it's RDNA 1.5 plus 1.5. Okay? That's what it is.
All right. Well, let's get Predator involved on the topic. I know Predator, he likes to stay on topic, man. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy concept in today's podcasting space. But, so, Pred, what do you think about this? For some rhyme or reason, the extremists out there, and again, gaming media as well, because they're putting out articles where there might be a chance. Like, I read that whole kind of like interview. And it was all centered around, basically, the words that I read through the interview where basically if PlayStation supports Game Pass at some point in time, then that game would be on there. But right now they don't, so it's not going to be. That's what I read in that interview. But what's going on here, man? Like, they just don't get it through their heads, bro.
I don't know, man. It's just like, we've had people come out multiple times telling them this game is not coming on PlayStation. Like, Phil was like, literally, I guess it was the E3, and he was like, wherever Game Pass exists, that's where these games will be. And it doesn't exist on PlayStation. It doesn't exist anywhere else but Xbox and PC. I mean, like, it's something about this generation, this last, like, even last gen, like, whenever Microsoft gets a deal, it's always like, even if it's an exclusive thing, it's always, when is it coming to PlayStation? Like, I don't really see that on the Xbox camp saying that about PlayStation games. I mean, like, we might hope for something, but like, we kind of, I guess maybe we're used to it, like getting shafted by like Tecmo and shit like that, and not seeing games like that. But I always hear from the PlayStation side that it's like they almost don't believe that the game's going to be exclusive. Now, I'll eat crow if 3 years down the road this game ends up being on PlayStation and it's not in Game Pass. I'll take that hit, but it's not coming on PlayStation right now. So stop asking for it. Like this, like Dark said, like, get you a fucking Xbox. They're out there. They're out in the wild. You have multiple options to play this game, whether it's on PC, streaming it, whatever. And that's not just this game. There's plenty of other games that are coming on Xbox going forward. And I think, like, I'll use Dark as an example. He saw games he wanted to play. He got a fucking Series S, and he's playing them because he got tired of fucking waiting on games for PlayStation. Like, and that's what I mean. Like the console, even the Series S. If you're not really fully invested in getting an Xbox and being an ecosystem, but you kind of want to try it out, the Series S is not a bad console at all. Like, there you go. It's performing just as well as the for what most people have in their homes, like TV wise and stuff like that. It's performing just as well as a PlayStation 5. Maybe you might have a little knockers with graphics, but you're getting ray tracing in some games. You're getting 60 frames per second, sometimes 120 frames per second. Like, quit. Like, if you're just really on the fence about getting one, and you don't want to get one, you're just a fanboy at this point. Like, it's out there and available for you. When I wanted to play God of War, guess what I did? I bought a fucking PlayStation. So that's what you got to do. God forbid you buy things to play things, and you don't complain about it. Like, you just do it because you really want to play the game. Like, you hard people, and this is a rant, but like, fucking Sony fanboys sit here and they complain about Xbox not having exclusives, and they finally get exclusives, and they're still complaining. like, just buy the fucking Xbox. Shut the fuck up, or play it on your $3,000 PC you supposedly have. Like, I mean, like, get over it. Like, I don't understand what the fucking problem is. Like, I mean,
Fred, what I find funny is when they came out and they said Starfield and they talked about it being only on Xbox. I saw, in terms of the extremist camp out there, people are like, well, yeah, we don't even know what it is anyway, and what is that? And when they showed like that early kind of like gameplay teaser, that in-engine teaser or whatnot, they're like, oh, that doesn't even look good. But then all of a sudden this article comes out and they're like, oh, it's coming to PlayStation 5. Like, all of a sudden it's just such a quick 180 from, I don't even care about that game. Look, it doesn't even look that good to, damn, it's coming to us now.
If you think the Starfield hype right now is bad, wait till the next Elder Scrolls comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Billionaire.
Wait, I mean, like, they might get Elder Scrolls Online. They might get Elder Scrolls Online. I think they'll still make Elder Scrolls Online, or like they'll continue that, because it's kind of like Minecraft. You just keep adding to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's some Minecraft kind of like moniker there.
Yeah, I mean, like, they can recoup some money, like the PlayStation fans will buy it. Like, whatever, we'll throw you a bone, but like, if they want Elder Scrolls, the ultra full up single player version, they're gonna have to get an Xbox or play it on PC. Not just that game, but several other games under the ZeniMax umbrella that are going to come out going forward. They're going to have to get a fucking Xbox. Like, when Sunset Overdrive 2, whatever the fuck they're about to do with this game, when it comes out at some point, like, or, what else do they have over there? They used to be Microsoft games. whatever Remedy's making for them, like we want that game.
Crossfire X?
Yeah, no, on the PlayStation side, because they're always talking about like another
the possibility of Alan Wake.
Alan Wake, you know. So like when those games decide to come out, do you think you're gonna put them on Xbox? No.
No.
Like we're gonna be pissed off about it, but we're not gonna cry like the Sony guys are doing. We're like, man, it should have been. We're just gonna look at Phil like, why the fuck didn't you lock this shit down? You know, like you guys gotta like, if you want a game, you really want to play it bad enough, just get the console that you want to play it on, or buy a fucking PC, because that's the way it's going. You got to have one console and a PC at some point in time in your life. As a grown ass man, just do it. Especially now you can stream. Especially now you can stream shit. Like, I don't get it. Like this, the dude flat out said it's on Xbox. So what the fuck else you want to do? You want Phil Spencer to pull his dick out and be like, hey, here it is. This is where it's gonna be. It's right here. It says right on the tip of my dick.
All of a sudden, the interviewer is like, "Phil, we're talking about Starfield. What are you doing, bro? Like,
put it away, Phil. Put it away."
You ever seen those pictures where it's like, you know, have this pictures like zoom on the nose, and you zoom on the nose, and on the nose it says zoom on the ear. You zoom on the ear. It says zoom on the foot. You zoom on the foot, and it's gonna be Phil Spencer's dick. It's gonna be like Starfield's exclusive.
Oh man.
Stop
horrible
Don't
pictures.
People ideas, Brad.
Horrible.
You know what's gonna take? It's gonna take for the game to come out, and there's still gonna be motherfuckers out there thinking it's coming on PlayStation like in a year.
It's only timed exclusive, people. It's only timed exclusive. Yeah, it's gonna look better on PS5, man. I don't know. Yo, Crispy, chime in, man, bro. What do you think about this, dude? It's hilarious. It's concerning and a little disturbing on my side of this, man. But like, I haven't seen anything like this since the Tomb Raider reboot, and that was a different story because that was timed exclusive. This is a first party title, and people they're just not getting it, bro.
Well, let's be honest for a second. They could have it on PlayStation.
They just gotta support Game Pass.
That's all they have to do.
That's all you gotta do.
Hey, y'all are good at making petitions and lobbying what Xbox is doing. Well, tell me this. If you really want this on the console of choice, the PlayStation, why don't you lobby PlayStation and say, hey, allow Game Pass on here? Because that's all Microsoft gives a shit about, bro. You know what? Y'all don't understand. They see the free-to-play model. They saw how successful Fortnite, Warzone, PUBG, all these games are that are technically free-to-play. And you look at them and you go, wow, they're making money. Look at Madden, like constantly, like months after it comes out, it's all of a sudden dropping in to EA Play. They love that. They get those microtransactions. You got to make your team, as we like to call it, okay? So you don't understand that Microsoft's looking at all this shit and saying, you know what? We'll take the hit on the front end. We'll say, you know what? We're going to give this as a free. We're gonna only have 20 million plus subscribers to Game Pass, but you get this. You get our exclusives. And they did this a long time ago, people. Okay? And everybody's like, PlayStation Now is better. Well, guess what? It's not. Okay? Where's those day and date exclusives, bro? You want to compete, PlayStation? You got to actually compete. Okay? And you also have to give value when it comes to time. And I'll tell you right now, I'm at like 40-something days of playing Gears of War 5. Yes, most people don't like that game. It's my cup of tea, and I love it. Just like Bot loves Destiny, okay? Just like
I do.
Pred probably loves Battlefield, right?
Yep.
All right, we're waiting for Battlefield. Okay, K-Mega is probably the outlier where it's like, I'm going to play anything I fucking want.
K-Mega really loves fighters, man.
Game Pass gives you whatever the hell you want, okay? And if you're not going to accept that Starfield, an RPG, space epic, is going to be sitting on Xbox alone, and you don't want to play, you don't want to purchase that $300 console. You refuse to do that. Oh wait, you can go find the Xbox One in like a couple months and be able to play it through the cloud. But you refuse to do that. Oh, you can't buy Game Pass on your phone. You can't do that. My God, dude. Then go petition Sony to say, hey, yes to Xbox Game Pass. It is an app just like Netflix on our device. Then go and do that. And stop whining like a little baby and actually do something with yourself.
Wow, yo, bro, he said you're barking up the wrong tree, people. Go talk to Sony about supporting Game Pass. That's what Crispy said on the matter. Yo, Crispy, I appreciate you for that, bro. Yo,
Phil said it, dude. If it's on Game Pass, you can have it. If Nintendo accepts it, if Sony accepts it, then guess what?
The games will be there. The games will be there. Exactly. Yo, shout out to Michelle Alexandria hitting up Super Chat with an awesome sticker. Yo, what kind of animal is that? I don't know, but it's throwing punches right now. Are you saying we're going in like that? Is that what you're saying, Michelle? Thank you so much for the support. Shout out to Sir X-Man. And again, this is something I believe K Mega brought up. He said, you think Starfield is bad? Wait until Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. The exclusive hate is going to be real. It's going to be worse than Starfield, brother. I agree with you. Huh? Yeah. Oh, Pred? Okay. I knew it was when Pred was talking, but I thought you kind of chimed in on that. My bad, bro.
I did too.
Shout out to Basement Radio Arcade Podcast hitting up the Super Chat one more time. Dark Optimus's mom has a nice Xbox. Dark, would you like to comment on that, bro?
No, that's a Latino thing. We just talk about each other's moms. That's what we do. So he's just fucking around.
He's just jelly.
When did you
He's
start
just
claiming
jelly.
your Latino side?
Huh?
When did you start claiming your Latino side?
Oh, dude, I've been claiming that Latino side since I was born.
I thought you were black.
I thought you was Asian.
Well, that's it for the show, people.
I hang out with a lot of black people, so I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah,
I think, yo, Pred, he just claimed that he is black by association. I think that's what he just said. Wow, bro. Wow. But
I said no such thing, but
let's get to K Mega on this one. Yo, K Mega, I'm not sure if you have a lot to say here. I don't know. I know you are feeling extra saucy tonight. So what do you think about this, man? It's like banging your head against the wall. Like, I can just picture Aaron Greenberg, like, when he looks at his Twitter, it's like, oh wow, again, more. They don't get it. K Mega, they don't get it, man. What do you think?
I mean, it's just ignorance, and it's also it's cloud chasing. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It's something to get the base, to feed that base, to make them feel that Xbox is inferior in every way, shape, or form, that it has to submit to PlayStation at some point in time. It's kind of like the little brother is trying to fight the big brother, and big brother will always win, but that's not the case with this. Big brother don't got the bread like little brother does. So it's like little big brother might be getting a little bit too old. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's little brother's time, because it is apparent that I think a lot of PlayStation fans, or I should say fans, but the stands themselves that constantly harp on this. Think about 2015. Think about the Tomb Raider situation and how the media and how content creators and everybody just went ballistic. Not only at Xbox, but they went crazy at Square Enix. They went just hard to everybody, and then it started leaking out that it was a timed exclusive. I think that's what they're trying to pull. But with this situation, Xbox has learned and adjusted. Nah, we're not even going to play that game, because of course that the rumor is that they paid $100 million for the year exclusivity for Rise of the Tomb Raider. I mean, these guys pay billions for ZeniMax, and they're playing for keeps. I mean, that was the one thing. And I mean, listen, we question it too. Like, I mean, is Xbox going to play nice, or is Xbox going to really, you know, put the fire to Sony's ass with this situation and say, look, all right, you want to talk about exclusives? You want to talk about this amount? We'll show you. We'll go ahead and we'll buy a whole damn studio. I mean, we'll buy a whole company. We'll just buy it. And then we'll buy other stuff. And then we'll implement other things, and then we'll find other ways to get around you. And then you'll accommodate, or is that what president? You'll bend the knee to us because your fan base is gonna eventually want Game Pass on their console. And Sony is stubborn, they're strong, they still got the clout right now, but eventually as time goes on, we'll see they're gonna have to do something. Either do something on their own to combat Game Pass, or just succumb to the throat needle and just let it happen, and just and have some version of Game Pass.
You said throat needle.
Yeah. I mean, it's inevitable. There's no stopping this train. I mean, you know, you've heard me say this for a long time. Once Xbox gets determined to make these moves, there's no stopping this, because now they have the backing that they've always needed, and that I felt that they deserve, to be a big, huge player in the gaming space. And as we just see, just looking at people over here, they're clamoring for some of these great games that's going to be coming down the line. And the games that we already know that's going to be coming, that's going to gain a lot of attention, we're going to start seeing more and more people start to, they might not say it to their friends, they may keep it to themselves, but eventually they'll be like Dark, they'll go ahead and get that Series S. They'll go ahead and they'll get that. They'll go ahead and get that Game Pass.
Oh, you mean like a Trump voter? There you go.
Pretty much, and you know what I'm saying. And then, or again, they'll eventually, like Fred said, finally get those big mega PCs that they've been talking about for the last, 6 years, and then they'll just get the games off of that, and then get Game Pass that way. And then I think that they won't get scrutinized as much from the PlayStation community because it is a quote unquote PC. But still, you're still within Xbox's ecosystem, so Xbox still wins. It's just ridiculous to me, because when we hear PlayStation says that a game is exclusive, nobody asks, nobody pressures them, nobody sits there to question it. Even when they kind of misdirect what they say, and then they give this crazy these crazy quotes, and then you got to look at the fine print and find out a lot of these games are going to be timed exclusives or whatever. Nobody don't question any of that. But it seems like when Xbox does something that gets their attention, they wants to start acting different, and then like Crispy said, they start acting like children. Like, I mean, just deal with it. Buy a Xbox, get a PC, or don't, or I don't know, demand Sony to invest into something else. Maybe buy another studio or something, if you have that much clout to get to talk to them that way. But if not, if you're a gamer like you say you are, it shouldn't hurt you to buy an Xbox. If it gets to that point to where you feel that you're betraying the PlayStation fan base by owning an Xbox, then you aren't really a true gamer. You're just playing sides like it's a sports team, and that's not going to make the business succeed overall at the end of the day. Everybody has a primary console, everybody has a secondary console, or a PC or whatever, but or even mobile gaming. But regardless, in order for this business to keep thriving like it is, a lot of people in this space invest in more than just one console. And if they don't, then they're doing a lot of talking on social media, then they're frauding the public, and they shouldn't be listened to.
Damn, bro. Yo, shout out to the panel. It is a fire show so far tonight. And shout out to the chat. You guys are absolutely insane. Good to see all you guys. Now, Basement Radio Arcade Podcast hit up the super chat again. He did it again, showing that support for the channel. And here's his comment. Unlike Dark's mom, Starfield is exclusive. Dark,
Whoa.
would you like to chime in on that, bro?
Wow.
No, I'll get him later.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. And shout out to DJ Birdo Doss hitting up that super chat. Thank you so much for the support, brother. He says, the throat needle. What the fuck? Yeah. Dude, that's exactly my mentality when I heard that. Like, I had to verbally acknowledge what was just said at that point in time. I've never heard that term before. And
it
now
came from an anime called Ninja Scroll. And he succumbed to the throat needle. To this day. So I loved it, so that's where I got it from.
Dude, I am never gonna unlearn that. That's gonna be in my head. Oh man, for the rest of my life. And I appreciate you for that, K Mega. I think. But all right, so we got that topic down. Some breaking news today came with the Horizon Forbidden West and all the different editions that are gonna be available. Now, there was a whole thing on Twitter. Social media was going nuts because even if you get the PS4 Standard Edition, which you can play on the PS5 via backwards compatibility, there is no way to upgrade the standard PS4 edition without buying the game again. So there is no $10 fee or anything like that. You're either going to buy, I think it's legendary. There's the legendary edition, and there's one edition higher than that, which comes with the PS4 version and the PS5 version. So the only way to get both versions, say you only have a PS4 right now and you haven't been able to get a PS5 or whatnot, is to spend $80 at minimum for this game. And there's some people out there kind of like, I don't know, damage controlling this whole situation. And there's other people out there who are truly upset, especially with how scarce the PS5 is right now, to force people to spend at least $80 if they haven't been able to get a PS5 yet, just to get that version. But while they're waiting to get their PS5, you know, they'll be able to play Forbidden West on their PS4, has to pay $80 to be able to do that. Dark, bro, I'm coming to you first on this one, man. I believe you did pre-order, I believe. Am I right?
I did.
And what version
Was
did
I heavy
you pre-order?
I pre-ordered the Regalio.
Diabetes.
The diabetes version.
Yeah, definitely gonna take a huge chunk out of my out of my wallet. But honestly, I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't coming with the digital version of the game. Oh,
that's the one with the statue with the
with the statue.
The elephant.
It does come. Yeah, it does come with the digital version of the game, so that's why I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna do this. Otherwise, I would have just gotten the regular edition or the $80 one, so that my pops can play it, because I game share with him. So you know, yeah, am I happy about it? No, but you know, like
still
it's
spent
like
that money though. Am I happy about it? No.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna spend the money because I want to play the game.
You are showing them, sir. I just want to let you know you are showing them. They have paid attention to you for being mad about it and then throwing down the most money you possibly can for the game.
That's the thing. I'm the problem, right? Because I'm buying this game, even though, you know, I'm paying way more than I ever should. You know, and that's, you know, I feel for the people who are on the PlayStation 4 and planning on upgrading to the PS5. Like, it's shady. It's shady for them to do this, but at the end of the day, like, for me, am I gonna miss out on the game? No. And I've missed out on so many collector's editions because I've bought games digital or I bought things digital, you know? And this time it was a digital copy of the game. But then you also get like the statue and everything, and I was like, you know what, man? Honestly, I just want to do it once and get a collector's edition. I've never actually in my entire gaming life have ever actually bought a collector's edition of a game. Nope, that's wrong. Sorry, I lied. I did buy the Uncharted one. I did get the Uncharted one with the Nathan Drake statue. That's the one I did get. But other than that, I haven't bought one since or whatever. So I don't typically buy these types of things. So
What did you do with your Nathan Drake collection one?
It wasn't the Nathan Drake collection. It was the fourth one, the fourth game.
Uncharted 4.
I still have it. I still have
the statue lays on the pillow next to him when he goes to sleep.
Yeah, pretty much, man. I still have the statue. I don't have the game anymore.
I always ask.
That's telling right
I
there.
I want to see what people do when they buy this collector edition. If they just buy it and just keep it for a while and get rid of it and toss it, or actually hang on to it. So it's funny. I hear a lot of people buy these, they get rid of them.
Yeah, there will be things in that collector's edition that I'll probably buy. Like I'll probably keep the statues and everything like that. But there'll be probably things that I'm like, I don't, or maybe who knows? Maybe I'll sell it someday. I don't know. I mean, I know I don't really have the room for it, but I was like, honestly, I don't ever buy collector's editions, and this one had the digital copy with it, and I was like, well, why not? I'll just do it. I mean, that stimulus money that California is getting. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you gotta spread some of that our way, man. I'm tired of Pred getting all of it with his OnlyFans, bro. Come on.
Hey, man, I gotta spend money on OnlyFans for Pred, and I gotta buy games. And sorry, man, that's where all the money goes.
That is Dark Optimus's life in a nutshell, right there. Buying games and giving money to OnlyFans creditor.
But yeah, man. I mean, this whole thing. It's definitely not right. I don't agree with.
Dark, tell me what other gaming platform charges for upgrades. Let me know what other gaming platform.
The thing. No other gaming platform does that that I know of. I mean, I don't really know if Nintendo does it. I mean, I don't think they do. PC, I know they for sure don't do it. But that's and Xbox definitely doesn't do it. I mean, would they do it if they could? Probably. If they could, I mean, they probably would. But I think they're trying to keep the mind share of the gamer right now, and that's smart of them to do that. I'm not saying that Sony doesn't give a fuck, but they're kind of like in that headspace of like, well, you guys are gonna buy it anyways because we're PlayStation, and you loved the first Horizon Zero Dawn.
No, I didn't actually.
Well, I mean, the majority of people liked it. Majority of people did like it. I know you didn't like it. I know that you were one of the few that didn't like it, but I mean, that's you though, man. And I did. I liked the game, so I mean, I'm definitely willing to pay the price for it, even though it hurts. It does hurt, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
It hurts. It hurts, and I'm mad about it. But Sony, take my money.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, I'm not gonna alienate myself from the game just because of the pricing. That's just me. I'm not gonna do it.
However, whatever makes you sleep better at night, bro. I hear you. When it comes down to it, I played the first Horizon, and at first I was kind of like, I was stunned. I was shocked by the graphics. The world looked beautiful, and it was really nice to look at. But that was pretty much it for me. Everything else, it was very monotonous, very boring. The characters in the game, I felt like were lifeless when I was talking to them. Like, I could have been talking to the tree next to the character, and there really wouldn't have been any type of difference when it came down to it. But that was me personally. Again, I thought the game looked gorgeous, but it fell short in almost every other aspect for me.
How dare you?
Yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable,
How
dude.
dare
I mean,
I?
honestly, yeah. I mean, a real pony would be like, "How dare you?" But for me, I'm just like, "Oh, okay, yeah. You didn't like the game. Did it deter me from playing the game? No, it doesn't. You have your opinion, and I have mine. that's the beauty of gaming, right?
Well,
Is
we are
having
showing
other-
we are showing a game right now that me and you both agree on, which is Psycho.
That is true, dude.
So,
Dude, that fucking game, bro.
Great game. I beat it yesterday. Great.
Yeah,
game.
brother. Yeah, dude, it's a great game, isn't it? It's good, man.
Fantastic.
Dude,
Game.
so
Definitely
creative,
needs to be
so
done.
creative when it comes to the level design and everything.
It's
Just
arts and
look at
crafts
what's
for
going
adults,
on.
dude.
Look at what's going on right now. Like, yeah, nah. But let's go to K Mega on this one. K Mega, dude, if you have a PS4 right now and you can't get a PS5, but you want Forbidden West,
Nope, not doing it. No, I'm not answering.
$80, $80, bro, for both versions.
They got me Ghost of Tsushima. They're not getting me again. It's not even happening. They lost their damn minds. I'm not doing that.
They lost their damn minds, man.
They lost their damn minds.
How long was Ghost of Tsushima? Can't imagine.
How much was
Yes.
Ghost of Tsushima?
How long was it?
The extra island. Was it Kiki Island?
Iki Island?
Iki.
Oh no! I didn't buy that. I'm talking about. I bought. Remember, I bought the collector's edition of the game last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought I bought the collector's edition last year for $80, or the deluxe, not the collection, the deluxe version for $80. And then they're saying, I'm gonna have to give us another 20. Nah, bruh. No, you should have made that established.
What? Wait, really? No. See, I never even actually heard that from anybody. Like, they wanted more money from you after that?
Right, yeah. They want another 20. So I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not giving you any more money. And then on top of that, have to pay another $10 on top of the 20 once I give me a PlayStation 5.
I mean, I did cave on that one.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not doing it. I'm not caving. You listen. It's like I said earlier. I've bought plenty of PlayStation games. I have no problem of buying multiple games. Like you guys say, I play everything. I don't discriminate. But I'll be damned if you're gonna sit here and you're gonna finesse me, you're gonna lowball me like this. It ain't even funny no more. That's just like you just coming in my house, slapping my girl on my ass, and then saying, "All right, man, I'm out. I'll be back tomorrow." And
I'll be back tomorrow.
Isn't that what Brett does?
I just did that.
You know what I'm saying? You better be glad I didn't hear to see it, because your ass would have got that bullet right in your ass on the way out. I would have been slapping your ass. Anyway, but no, it's this my thing here. It's more of the thing. Is that it's the principle. You know, I'm not, like I said in a video I did earlier today, I'm not going to pocket watch. People have the right to spend the money on what they want to and how they want to. But I'd be damned if I go ahead and I do this. I show support to Sony by buying their second to highest offering. And then you turn around and tell me, well, you know about that. Let's get a little bit more. No, you should have already had, and this is when, and you know what I'm saying, shout out to Don for this, because we were saying this on GRG a couple of weeks ago. I gave you the money for the Shut Up edition. You know, shut up and just give me what I need edition. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to know about how you're going to do it. Just I pay when I buy Forza, I give the $100. It's the Shut Up edition. I just want the content. I know the content's coming. Gears, I got the Shut Up edition. That's it. Give me everything that you got me from Gears, and with Halo, and with anything else that I wanted beforehand. This whole new gimmick that Sony is doing, you're not going to nickel and dime me. You're not hustling me like that. It's not happening. I will wait. I got plenty of games to play going forward. I got a backlog that I can go and dig into. It is not that serious for me to go in there and to play for Horizon Forbidden West day one and me pay $80 for a game that when I do get a PlayStation 5, I got to pay an additional $10 on top of that, or by that time, if I do get one, if I don't get one too much further away, I mean, just think about this. They're going to have DLC. They're going to charge you for that too.
I was going to say, if you pay $80 for Forbidden West, then you get both versions. You don't have to pay another $10, supposedly.
Right. That's what they said. But you still got to pay
that additional 10 in the front.
Additional 10 up front, and they don't even have an edition to get a PlayStation 4 version right now, so you just got to pay the $80. And then let's just say that, Sony could just go ahead and say, well, sorry, we only did this for 6 months to a year. Go ahead and buy the game at whatever the price is right now, for $40-$50. I'm not, no, because you're going to, it's ridiculous. For PlayStation 5, I see Brap. I don't know if Brap is still in here and all them, but you know what? I need to hear some more from y'all. I heard that Jabari was saying something, had a video going out saying something. We need to have more of y'all come out here and speak on this, because this isn't cool. You know what I'm saying? This isn't right. If this was Xbox, you guys would be
They're
on
not
Xbox.
going to do that, man. Come on, bro. They're not.
Bro, I got to give benefit to the doubt, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that they put their head in the sand a lot. But, man, on this, I know if this was Xbox, it would have been complete slander.
Let's not talk about that they already said that it was going to be free.
Did they say that? Like, I saw something like that on social media. Did they say that?
It was the PlayStation blog right after they showed it for the first time. Yes, it was. It was during the launch window.
During the launch window. And also, in that video I posted today, I showed the article. It was dated September 2020, the 17th of September. And Jim Ryan himself said, we got options for gamers. And the options that gamers have is that you can get your PlayStation 4 version for free for all our titles. They didn't just say just Forbidden West, but for all their titles.
You said PS4 version for free? You meant PS5 version?
PS4 to PS5 versions will be free.
Like
not $10.
Upgrades.
Yeah.
The updated version.
Okay.
The updated version, yeah. The PlayStation 4 versions that you buy into your PlayStation for your PlayStation 5 will all be free. It wasn't just one game, it was all of them. That's what Jim Ryan said. I showed that article today. You can go check my video out after the show, and you'll see it. I showed it, and I read it like 10 times just to let people know this isn't a joke, this isn't a scheme, this is what they said. And now for them to go in the backtrack again or to lie, man, no, you're not doing me like that. You ain't doing me like that. If there's people like Dark that wants to go ahead and pay the money, good for you. I'm now on the point of just saying, look, I'll wait till the shit goes to PC. I'll pay that $50 and I'll play it later. I don't care. That's where they're almost taking me. If they keep on trying to do this, then what you're going to do is you're going to finally lose a customer that has been there from day one when PlayStation first came out. I am at my wit's end with them on trying to gouge you for a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah, it's only $10 here, it's only $20 there. I got you, but I'm looking at the competition and I'm looking at everybody else. Even PC is giving value. Hell, Nintendo, as bad as they are about giving value to customers, hell, every once in a while since I'm signed up to the Nintendo network, I get little coupons and shit that's saying, hey, get $2 to $5 off on this game. But you got to do it within like, what was it, 15 to 30 days or something? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, yeah, so it's crazy. So I mean, come on, man. I signed up to PlayStation Rewards. I bought all the games that I bought for PlayStation. I don't have enough points to even buy a damn a thing. It's crazy, bro. I just, if they keep continuing to do this, I'm just gonna just say, okay, cool. I'll just wait because these games are going to eventually come to play to PC anyway.
Yo, shout out to future generations. This made me laugh. Like he said, Microsoft equals smart delivery. Sony equals cash on delivery.
Cash on delivery, baby.
We got this new feature. It's called cash on delivery.
For the payers.
You want that upgrade? You want that upgrade? Oh, with Forbidden West, yeah, you can't buy the PS4 standard version and then upgrade it. No, you got to buy both versions.
You fucking money!
Oh my goodness, yo! All right, so let's go to a businessman that I respect here, and that would be Predator. I'm interested to see if the gamer side of Pred is going to come out more on this, or if the business side of Pred is going to come out on this, because I know when it comes to Sony, doing stuff like this, unless they get called out in the community, in the PlayStation community, and things really start to happen, people start kind of like showing their displeasure, with the money that they would give this company for these games. I don't see Sony kind of changing anything, and they're going to be profitable doing stuff like this. But to me, with what's going on, and again, no platform, I don't see any other platform charging for upgrades the way Sony does. So, Pred, what do you think about this move with Forbidden West, bro?
Shady as fuck, but I mean, like, especially when you're coming out and saying that they were going to be free in the beginning, like, right? So, like, I think this whole generation for PlayStation has been a complete sham. I think they had a plan in place to do shit like this, and we're gonna lowball, or should I say, slow play the PlayStation community from the beginning. Like, in the beginning, you think like how they came out. They made it seem like you had to have a PlayStation 5, right? We believe in generations. Get your PlayStation 5. Everyone went off and sold out their PlayStation 4s, hoping they'd be able to get a PlayStation 5. And they're ass out right now because you can't even find a PlayStation 4 in some places. So Sony basically sold you on that. They sold you on the PlayStation 5. They told you that the games are only going to work on PlayStation 5. But obviously, those same games are on PlayStation 4 right now. They told you that you need the super fast SSD, but yet all the games they've come out with could have easily been played on PlayStation 4. And now they're trying to basically force you to get into the PlayStation 5 by charging you.
Even if you
twice.
don't have one.
Even though you can't fucking find one, right? So I don't know if they did this on purpose, but it seems like to me, like it's almost like they tactically did this shit to get people into the PlayStation 5, because in their minds, and you even think about how the Sony mindset people are, the fanboys are hardcore out there, in their minds, the metric is console sales. And what better way to keep that going on, that narrative going, if they force you to buy the console? That's why their console sales look so high right now. But yet there's nothing out there for them as games and stuff like that. So like, it's fucked up that like, you look at the other side of the fence on Xbox. If Cyberpunk ever gets upgraded, it's free. It just comes, like it's just like if there's an upgrade to, fucking pick a game from last generation, it's free. We've never had to pay for an upgrade. DLC is one thing. An upgrade is completely different. Microsoft just gives it to you. They don't charge you for it. They may not even let you know it's coming. It just pops up one day in chat or Twitter or something some days. But like, it's not such a big fucking deal. And whereas Sony is like, hey, you're coming from PlayStation 4, we want that $10 extra from you to get that PlayStation 5 version. People are paying that extra money right now for it too. Go ahead.
Pred, I was going to say, I was just thinking about this, and you were talking about it being planned, right? Sony, they are the first company, the first kind of like company that does hardware, that has a platform to raise their games to $70. We've seen third party do this before. This is where it seems like a plan to me, because they don't want people kind of skipping out on that extra $10 to get the upgraded version, like to get their version upgraded. So the PS4 version is going to be $60, and what they're trying to do is it seems like you're not going to find a loophole here and buy the PS4 version and then upgrade to the PS5. I was just thinking about that. So it seems like you're right. Like this whole thing has kind of been planned out by them. Maybe not the scarcity, maybe not all of the scarcity of the PlayStation 5, but it just seems like everything here is kind of being done with their hands, man.
It does. And it's like they put so much effort and thought processes into getting that $10 from each consumer, and they didn't put that much thought process in the console the way they built it. It's crazy.
Damn, you just slid that in there, bro. You just kind of like just calmly said that. Damn.
It's the console wasn't built right. That was going back to the last topic, but like they put so much emphasis on It's funny because you think about the whole like, and I'm putting my tinfoil hat on here for a minute. I'm gonna sound like a fanboy here for a minute, but you look back at like the beginning of this generation, what happened with their leadership? Like right after the console, it all fucking changed. It's almost like it's like if I come to you and I say, "Hey man, I'm about to shoot this dude," you're gonna be like, "Yo, I'm leaving, I'm out," right? Like I want to fight. It's like it's almost when I say they planned it, and as I start talking myself through it, it's almost like that was in the works, and they started making moves at the top. And some of those people are like, you know what? I see what you guys are trying to do. We've been in these meetings. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm out.
I'm out. Fuck
I'll
this
let y'all
shit,
do
I'm
it.
out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, what the fuck are you? Yeah, right? Like, they're like, I'm good. I see what we're doing. I don't like the direction it's going. It's going to make everything we built, the reputation we've established, look like crap. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm out. And y'all can deal with this shit. And ever since then, you've got Jim Ryan in there. Lion-ass Ryan has nothing out of his mouth has been truthful. They've gouged the consumers for money every single way they possibly could. When this PlayStation 5 VR comes out, you wait. That's just going to be like $400 or $500. And like even now, they're not supporting it. When's the last PSVR game you've seen?
Oh
from
no,
PlayStation?
no! You just said that crap gamer probably just joined the chat. Like it's like I hear Pred talking about VR real quick.
Whatever. I haven't heard anything about PlayStation VR. Even the PSVR now, like the original PSVR. I have not seen any games. Like I've heard a couple of stuff that's supposed to come out, but like they've kind of abandoned that. They've delayed everything so far this generation. To the point where like I think Horizon Forbidden West is the next one that comes out, right?
I believe so. If it does come out at that time.
Yeah, in February, and then everything else that they've come out with so far, they've nickel and dime their consumers with, whether it's Death Stranding, fucking DLC, Collector's God Edition, Part 2, like whatever, like everything they've come up with since the end of last generation till now, to today's date, has just been either a remaster of an old game, DLC, with the exception of maybe the things they kind of launched with, which they made it seem like, again, you had to have a PlayStation 5 for, starting with Godfall, right? So like, this is all tactics. It's all like they're trying to get you into the ecosystem, and certain things probably happen along the way that kind of fucked them up, like COVID, the chip shortage. I mean, I think they expected to just sell consoles. If none of this shit would have happened in the world that happened, I think they were just banking on just selling y'all consoles, and that was going to be, again, their metric was console sales, because that's what everyone on Twitter talks about. Oh, we sold X amount of consoles. We're the leading, we're the league leader in this, and like the metric has never been console sales. It's been income. It's been money. So like they sold that narrative and that dream to everybody, and they weren't able to fulfill it. They're selling consoles, but I don't know who's got them. Like, they're still focused on narrative, and so like now they're just trying to gouge everybody for every nickel and dime they could possibly get from them. That's what it seems like to me. That's why they're doing these little stupid ass deals. Plus the fact they don't have an answer to backwards compatibility. Plus they don't have an answer to smart delivery. So it's like this whole launch for them has been fucked. It completely fucked, and like no one wants to admit it. Everyone wants to keep hanging on to last generation. It's like a new season of football. There's only one Super Bowl winner. When the season ends, that Super Bowl, they held that trophy up, you got to start all fucking over again. And that's what happened this generation. We're starting from scratch. You can't sit up here and use last gen as a metric for this gen. Everything's changed since then.
Oh, dude, I just saw it today on Twitter. Shout out to my homie J-Dub, which me and him go back and forth. Even in a DM, me and him go back and forth like just about every day. But he started, because the PlayStation Showcase is coming up September 9th, and he was like, while bots are over here like hype for Battletoads and Bleeding Edge, and I'm like, dude, when was the last time you heard anybody talk about Bleeding Edge? Sorry, K Mega, sorry for that, but I'm throwing it out there.
Baby,
When did anybody ever talk about?
Well, K Mega did. K Mega, like he
You
should get
talked about
a.
Battle.
Oh, we know what kind of gamer K Mega is.
No,
So.
K Mega hasn't even talked about that in God knows how long.
Yeah, like,
either.
and I'm like,
So,
dude, like
we'll
that's such an
defend him
old
on that.
narrative. Like,
Sorry.
yo, people are hyped up for Forza Horizon 5, hyped up for Halo,
yeah.
Starfield,
I don't even.
Stalker
He
2.
just got Hades, just got Psychonauts 2, bro. Like, come on, man.
They're not even. They're talking about old ass games.
Yeah.
I mean, from their standard, they're a hypocrite. Hold on, Bob. Let me read this right fast because I don't see what because Brap said in
Super Chat.
Yeah, Super Chat. I just wanted to read this to him, and I left a link in the description so people can actually see it for themselves. It's towards the bottom of the paragraph or of the
Article.
Of the article, and it says, "No one should feel disappointed." Ryan said the PS5 versions of those games are built from the ground up to take advantage of the PS5 feature set, and we have an upgrade path for PS4 users to get PS5 versions for free. It's about people having choice. I'm really quite pleased about the situation.
Huh.
That article is right there.
What PlayStation games gave free upgrades?
Fucking out both sides of your mouth, aren't you?
Yeah, so because he said that they was wrong about they did say they was giving a free version to they were wrong about lying about the situation with Horizon. But then he said, but they never said anything about the other games, and I just read the quote from what Ryan said. So
okay. Well, let me give him a spotlight real quick. Yo, Brap, thank you so much for supporting the channel, for supporting the show. I do see a super chat here. It says biggest issue is that Sony initially said that Horizon Forbidden West would be free to upgrade. They went back on that. Not cool. They also never said that free upgrades would apply to all exclusives. Now, okay, so they don't apply to all exclusives. What exclusives did anybody get a free upgrade to? Is what I want to know.
Ghost of Tsushima, they put it behind a DLC wall.
No, they did do an upgrade for that one.
Okay, and it cost you money.
No, the full PS5 upgrade was $10.
Yeah, the full PS5 upgrade, yes, but the they did upgrade it like
a
with
60 FPS patch. That's
60 FPS patch and stuff like that. Yeah, I know that's not a full upgrade.
That was it. That was just 60. There's no stuff
there's
like
a difference between a patch
You're
and
paying
$10.
Yeah, they would have said a patch. They said upgrade. Yeah, they said upgrades.
And
patches. Hold on.
I'm just saying.
Hold on. Patches are free. Patches should always be free. You should never pay for a patch because a developer fucked up a game and had to fix something. You just never pay for a patch. An upgrade is mean like you're doing something like internal, like the graphics, or the FPS. You're like bug fixes or patches. Everything else is an upgrade, and people will pay for that shit. Oh, it was 60 frames per second. Oh, we put a new cat in the back corner over here. You're gonna pay for that. Like, no, that's an upgrade. Like, you're paying for that. And Sony's always made you pay for that shit. They might have done a patch. They never done
or when you bought the console. That's the way I look at it.
That me too. And also, I'm reading.
Actually, they gave Final Fantasy VII a free upgrade. You didn't have to pay for that.
No free upgrade.
No, Square Enix did that.
Yeah, that's not something.
They have one of the highest multiplayer player bases on Final Fantasy. Trust me.
Okay, so but going back to what Brab said, he said the original official PlayStation blog on this. He says go to the original official PlayStation blog on this. They list the games that will have free upgrades and mention some of our exclusives. I don't know either way. Messaging has been muddled. You think
that's
the
PlayStation?
Point. Yeah, that's on PlayStation. They've muddled this whole situation from we believe generations to, these certain games like Godfall can only be played on a PS5. So you mean to tell me that I should believe anything that's coming from the official PlayStation blog than the other gaming tabloids out there that comes out and they quote what Ryan has said to them? Like, because listen, one of the most trusted people out there that I read a lot of is Game of Sutra. They quoted the same thing. IGN quoted this same thing. So it's not like it's just the only reason why I showed you this one is because this was the first thing that I typed in and I put in. But you could go to any other website and they'll say the same thing that Jim Ryan quoted. That's the type of stuff that we're talking about that you guys need to come out and talk about and let them have it. You know what I'm saying? Dark wants to go ahead and pay the money. That is his business. That's his decision. I'm not going to be mad at him for that point. But for other people out here that wants to support them, but just won't, or there's people out here who can't because they're over here trying to nickel down. They're going off of what you said in the beginning. It's not by if you keep on trying to say, listen, when Phil Spencer got ripped apart about the VR situation, my whole point was, look, wait and see, but he deserves to be ripped for it because therefore he lied to this point until we find out if they're going to be a VR or not. So if you can sit here and be mad at Activision and at EA and at 2K for what they do, for their practices, for making people double down on their prices, then you should have the same type of energy for PlayStation and what they're doing because this is no different.
Well, and again, shout out to Brap and one of his super chats real quick. He did say, with Horizon Forbidden West, Sony has taken the EA 2K route with upgrades. If gamers don't like this, vote with your wallet. Now, Enrique, are you voting with your wallet on that? I mean, I think that's a good question because I know you. I believe you have a PS5.
I mean, I'm not voting with my wallet.
No, not at all. You said take my money.
Take my money. Take it.
And again, Brap did put in super chat with the article is missing context. Go to the original PlayStation blog that mentions a list of games and has the entirety of the quote. So again,
who reads more? What gets read more? IGN's or PlayStation's or shit. IGN I think gets read more than PlayStation, even though PlayStation has got a big following, of course. But I mean, come on, man. That should if they said that, then that should have been quoted from every other tabloid out there, not just PlayStation, the official PlayStation line. And if they did that, what was the date when they did that? Because then that means that they did it underneath their under their umbrella to their fan base, and then that should be that right there. The content creators should be held responsible because that shit should have been told to all of the people out there so they could have known well ahead.
I mean, it's
kind
of.
Come on, man.
Again, I think the biggest thing here out of all this, I asked it a couple times already. What other gaming platforms charge for upgrades? And if PlayStation is the only one up there charging for upgrades, where an industry standard is basically if the game is getting upgraded on the newer hardware, it's just getting passed along, and you're just getting that upgrade. If Sony is doing it where they are charging, what makes that right when the standard isn't that? And to go against the standard is making the consumer pay for more. Again, I got to go back to what Predator said and kind of like what I thought about that when I'm like, yo, they agreed to charge $70 for PS5 games. There's a $10 difference there. And they planned this out this way. So, PS4 versions were going to be $60. If you want that PS5, they want that $70 from you, is what it is. That's why you're not getting those free upgrades. It's because they decided that they are going to charge $10 more for the PlayStation 5 versions of these games. And it's planned out. So, when he talks about paths to free upgrades and stuff like that, how are there paths to free upgrades if they're going to try to get that $10 extra that they already planned on people spending to play PS5 games? That's where you got Jim Ryan doing what a lot of people say he does. They call him Lion Ryan. Like, people want to talk about Phil. And K-Mega knows I talked about Phil wholeheartedly on the whole VR situation. Brap said McDonald's charges for upgrades, large fries, large Coke. Dark's mom gets me all the time. Damn.
Oh, man.
Damn, dude.
Damn, she doesn't bring yo, McDonald's, that's like, in my opinion, that's bottom barrel of fast food. She doesn't even bring you to like Wendy's or, something like that, man. Get a little upgrade.
He's not worth it.
He's not worth it.
He's not worth it. That's why. That's why you don't bring him to fucking fancy ass restaurants.
Get a
Fuck that shit.
Baconator.
She's
Come
all like,
on,
man, you ain't worth it.
Get a Baconator and a Frosty.
Hell no.
No.
She's all like, hell no, I ain't spending my money on that motherfucker.
She's like, you don't even get a happy. You don't even get a Happy Meal. It's dollar menu, man.
The difference with this, with
you
his
get a couple McChickens. That's about it.
But the problem with his statement is that people have the option not to get not get the upgrade. They could just go ahead and they could just get the regular combo, and that's it. They're not getting paid for. Well, we added a little bit more extra. We added this special salt to our fries, so we're going to have to charge you more on top of the fact that we added this salt to everybody's fries.
It's not even that, dude. And like, oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, that ain't gonna cut it, brother.
It's not even that, dude.
Yeah, I mean, people have the options but this is the only option that I have. I can say, look, man, I get the game for $60, on PlayStation 4 or whatever. No, you don't have that option. You got to pay $80. And then,
well, no, you can get a $60. You can get a $60 PlayStation 4 version. They're going to sell that, but then you can't. You can only play it via backwards.
Find that anywhere. I was just looking for it.
Really?
Yeah, there was like you cannot. It's hard. Remember, we did the same thing about Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Because remember, they took away the cheaper version of the game, and they're gonna. And right now, there are people I've seen it. Nero Spark sit there and brought it up today, saying, "Damn, you can't even find the $60 version, and if you can, you're still gonna have to pay double on it because of how."
Wait, $60 version of what game? What game?
Of Forbidden West.
Oh, you can find it. It's there. It's there.
So, okay.
It's there.
Well, okay. I was just going about what he was saying.
Well, I will say, Enrique, when it comes to your analogy, the only difference is McDonald's doesn't make video game platforms. Completely different animal here. Like, you're talking about fast food and comparing it to video games and the video game industry.
I've heard that a few times. Football.
So here's another thought too. This is just like the way Sony's been doing their games. Like they come out with the game, they come out with DLC, they come out with the definitive edition, they put it on PC. This is just Sony's answer to not having multiplayer games.
Really?
If you think about it. Yeah, think about it. Like a game like, let's say, Halo. We'll play that game for the next 3 years, 4 years, maybe longer. Gears, same thing. That game's been relevant for 3 or 4 years. A game like Ratchet & Clank is done after 3 months, maybe 2 for most people, right? No one's talking about it anymore. Look at all the games they come out with this generation, right? What was their launch title games?
Miles Morales, Demon Souls, Godfall.
Demon Souls, old game, by the way.
Who's after you played those games?
I still see people talking about Spider-Man on occasion,
but they came out with Spider-Man and Miles Morales, which is basically DLC, and then they made another edition. They upgraded it to keep it relevant, and that's how they're keeping their games relevant. They're just consistently updating them, but they're single player games. Like that's the only way they can do that, because they're single player games. They have to keep making them relevant by doing little fixes and bug fixes and DLC and adding skins. Whereas most of the games coming out of the Microsoft platform, they're multi-plat. Like they're gonna be played because there's new maps you can add. There's new content for them. So like, to me, it feels like it's almost like they're using this process in a sense to keep their games going. Because like Ghost of Tsushima came out on PlayStation 4, then they came out with the DLC. Let me back up. They came out with the multiplayer, right? Whatever the fucking shit that was, and then they came out with DLC, and now we're here where we're at right now. Right, we got a new map pack and everything like that. So like, it's been relevant for almost 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
And they're just dragging it out. Death Stranding, same thing. Horizon, they did kind of the same thing with So like this is their way of kind of keeping games relevant because they don't have, they don't have multiplayer to keep adding.
They don't have that strong replay value when it comes to multiplayer.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can definitely.
This is what they're doing.
And
let me
go ahead.
I just want to read. I want to read what Nero said because I don't want to quote him wrong. He says the real losers in this is the Horizon Forbidden West upgrade confusion are PlayStation 4 owners. If you can't find a PlayStation 5, you'll need to buy the $80 cross-gen edition to get both PS4 and PS5 versions. If you don't, you'll have to buy it twice. There's currently no upgrade pathway available. Now, just quote what he said. So that.
So if you play it on PlayStation 4, do you really need to play it on PlayStation 5? I mean, this is my mind thinking because I don't really play games more than once.
Well, it's just like with games that, like you want to just see it perform and look better on your new console. So I was like, I want to play it on the new console, and especially I'm sure that the game is going to be 100 to if you want to try to max out
the PlayStation 4 version on PlayStation 5 doesn't have an automatic upgrade.
Guys, you know what's funny about this?
I throw it out there.
you know what's funny about this? We talked about this last generation when Xbox was going through their struggles and stuff. Like they have the money and kind of like the backing if Microsoft backs them to change the game, right? To change the game, to change the narrative. You're losing this game. All right, we're going to change the rules when it comes to it, and that's exactly what they did here. Because Microsoft and Xbox are the front runners, the ones who put out the whole free upgrade thing and is making it kind of like a standard in console. What they did was they mimicked kind of like the PC perspective when it came to different like GPUs and stuff like that. And it's like, well, you get your game, it's going to perform on the hardware that you have. So if you have the lower tier, you're going to get like the lesser resolution, not as good graphically, stuff like that. Core game's the same, but you're going to get stuff like that. Frames per second will be lower. And Microsoft and Xbox literally changed the game within the console space. Because let's face it, a lot of the heads over there at Xbox, at least at one time or another, they were crazy into PC gaming as well. And the benefit, at least one of the benefits of the PC space is when you get the game, if you spent the money on the higher end hardware, your game's going to run, look, and play better. And they brought that over into the console space, and now people are upset that Sony is kind of, still being in that more traditional route. A generation ago, 2 generations ago, if a game came out for, I don't know, say the PS3 and the PS4, nobody would have been arguing if they're like, well, I bought the PS3 version, where are my upgrades because now I have the PS4? Nobody would have been arguing that. But Xbox has literally changed the game and changed the standard to where now people are like, damn, I want all the bells and whistles. I got the new hardware. I have this game that I played on the previous hardware. Where is all my upgrades and where
we automatically got that bot when we bought
have they really changed? Bro. Have they really changed the narrative that much, dude?
No, they haven't. That's the way it was. Like that's the way it's always been until all of a sudden now PlayStation's making the big deal, and I have a problem with that.
What I got the biggest problem with is that PlayStation is telling people that paid for a new console is that you got to pay extra for those enhancements that should have been already free because you've invested into a PlayStation 5. You see what I'm saying? Like that to me is the biggest problem that I have. Like I seen somebody post something of the differences of what you get through the tiers on Horizon Forbidden West. And there were people that saying, are they really charging us for photo mode? Are they really charging extra on those?
It's extras within the photo mode.
It's extras.
Right. Like the when I heard that the haptic triggers is one of the reasons why that you should get the call. That came included with my damn console. So you mean to tell me that? I mean, if that's the case, then don't you think that the controller should have came with the game? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me that you would charge people extra for something. That's why when he brought up that McDonald's analogy, I'm just kind of like that. It seems to me it's like if McDonald's would go that route.
Did you just say something about controllers? Because I mean, Xbox charges you for controllers all the time.
No. Okay, they charge you for control. Oh, not okay. Hold on. How do they charge you for controllers?
Functions of the controller.
They charge you for controllers all the time, dude.
Controller functions. Like, they don't charge you. They don't charge you for the numbers.
Okay. He's talking about functions.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. The functions. And for the audio, and for the sound audio and things like that. Those things. That's the stuff that's upsetting me, because if you've invested into your console, those things already should have been proven. Like, look, I spent this $500. I spent $500,000 on this console. That should have gave you enough proof to say, look, I'm all in for your product. I just want the games. Not to be paid, not to be nickel and dime.
Dude, it comes down to the fact that as of right now, you know, they've had games pushed back and stuff. They're using PS4 games with upgrades to kind of like bolster their lineup now, while, you know, there's nothing kind of like new coming out. And again, they changed the price when it came to PS5 to PS4. That's why they're putting it out there and trying to get people to pay that $10 extra. And shout out to Brat for hitting up the super chat again. He said, regardless of fast food, it's an example of free market. Applies to many consumer goods. You have the option to purchase the PS4 version, as Dark said, or you don't buy it at all, or you buy it on sale. Now, hold on.
Does the Xbox have the same kind of leeway that you just said for the PlayStation?
Well, what I want to tell Brap is I understand about the whole free market thing, but when it comes to divisions within the market and selling certain goods, there's something called standard practices as well. And it's something like, it's almost like an unwritten law within those divisions of the free market, within the areas in which you're selling a certain type of product. And if you are bucking those standard practices and you're charging more to a consumer, the consumers are supposed to kind of push back on you on that and be like, that's not the standard here. We're not doing that. And
so what you're saying is that you don't ever pay for upgrades for anything, ever. Is that what you're saying?
I said with different, like, well, when it comes to supersizing stuff, I used to supersize stuff with fast food, but that's a different division within the the free market space.
I'm saying like in electronics, do you ever try to upgrade to something else, or something that's part of an upgrade, or you pay more for an upgrade for something certain for that type of electronic?
Remember like a few years ago with the Ultimate Editions, everything like that, you would get everything included. One thing I will say is that anytime I've upgraded to something that, originally launched as Ultimate Edition, at least on the Xbox, I can't say for the PlayStation side, that I always got what they said I was going to get. And it was far more than what I've seen from what Horizon's getting. You know what I'm saying? And I only say this because we're acting like, parts of the actual console you purchased are becoming arbitrary. It's almost like, okay, you're going to eat this. You're going to eat it. And when we charge you more, you're going to eat it again. And that's where I go and say, liar, liar, motherfucker. You're a liar. Okay? Now, hypothetically, some of the, especially the PlayStation blog, I mean, my God, I don't want to read it. It'll take like 3 minutes. I don't want to read it because it's right out there, okay? They said this when they announced Horizon Forbidden West. You are a fucking liar, okay? And I don't... Look, I have my money. I purchase what I want. Has Xbox done me wrong? Absolutely. But I always loved a game. So hypothetically, if a PlayStation gamer goes and says the greatest game I ever seen, or ever played, or ever went through, or watched my girlfriend play, or whatever, is Last of Us 2. Am I going to sit there and be like, oh, no, that's not possible? I didn't even fucking play the game. But I have PlayStation gamers acting like they played games that I have. And it's hilarious. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I have. I don't know about any other PlayStation gamers, but I have, for sure.
Well, I'm not. Listen, you just beat Psychonauts 2. How'd that feel? Felt pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't even play it. I didn't even play it. My girl's already started playing it. She hasn't said a damn word to me. And you know what? That means that game is good, and she does not want to share that with me. She does not want to.
I don't blame her, because it's a fantastic game.
Any of my input. She does not want to have any of it. And that's the whole point. Like, I don't care that you disagree with me. The whole point is that I care if you're going to call out my console and then not call out yours when that comes to fruition. And at this point, with all the shit going on, with all the things we just went over today, and we're not even done yet. I mean, come on, people.
Well, we're pretty much done for
We're
tonight.
wrapping it up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap. I gotta work tomorrow, man.
This is what I'm saying, though.
After Crispy's done. After Crispy's
Well,
done.
okay, all right. You know what? I'm gonna do it.
Uh-oh.
Screw you, bot. All right, this is an excerpt from the blog after they showed Horizon Forbidden West. It was a quick teaser, just like they did with Ragnarok, okay, which is actually after. A lot of people don't realize that. It was after, okay, because they were taking heat. We know that PS4 community will transition to PS5 at different times. And we're happy to announce PS4 versions of some of our exclusives. Miles Morales, okay, Sackboy Big Adventure, and Horizon Forbidden West will also launch on PS4. This is when we all lost our shit. Everybody remember? And we're like, oh, all of a sudden you're like, oh, we're going to change that. Okay? So while these 3 games were designed with PS5 in mind, its unique next-gen features like ultra high-speed SSD, DualSense, will also enjoy experiences when they launch. So they were like, oh yeah, you can still enjoy these experiences, which is a lie, by the way.
Well, it's not a lie because they're coming out on PS4 as well.
No. They whoever wrote this, okay, by the way, is a moron, because they literally said these next-gen features will be possible on PS4. Either that or they're hinting at the fact that you can upgrade to PS5. All right, which is pretty pathetic. I mean, I don't understand it. And the PS4 digital versions of launch games. Okay, nobody said anything about digital, physical, nothing like that. The PS4 digital of launch games include a free upgrade on both PS5 consoles. While so I don't know if they were trying to convolute this, but a free upgrade to both PS5 consoles, digital edition and the physical edition. Okay, so while the PS4 disc versions of these games include a free upgrade on PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive. What in God's name are they talking about?
They're saying the games from what you just said. They're saying the games will get the games that you just said. That list of games will get free upgrades, which is now not true.
Not true.
Ultra HD Blue. They haven't had Blu-ray in God knows how long.
No, that's the Blu-ray drive that's in the PS5, the disc version of the PS5. It's an Ultra HD Blu-ray. So that's what they're saying. They're just touting it to make it sound better. You know what I'm saying?
So this wasn't an actual person from PlayStation. This was just somebody that was blogging it. Sound like
no. This is from the PlayStation does blogs, dude. Like that's what they do.
Okay, so this is from them.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is from them. Like no. This is I've had like 13 people tweet this out, and it's not from the same person. It's from either their own file or something else. They have a screenshot of this because they expected Horizon Forbidden West to be a free upgrade.
So
and
you
that
guys
did
can
not
change your
happen.
mind, but
And they did
companies
not.
can't.
What happened?
I said you guys can change your minds on things, but companies can't. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, companies are held to a
I mean, that's exactly what you guys are trying to say. You guys are trying to say that companies can't change their mind. I mean, of course it's shady as fuck, but I mean, that's the thing. They can change their fucking mind, dude.
How many times are you going to change your mind, bro?
Right, exactly.
How much at face value as a human being, as a consumer, am I supposed to take that seriously? And you know what? I looked at that. I didn't screenshot it. Multiple people did. They're like, I'm holding them to this.
And hold on,
and you know what? It didn't happen.
Dark, real quick. When it comes to changing minds, we can change our minds all we want. We're not selling a product to anybody. When you start selling a product to somebody, you're held to a certain standard that what you say is happening needs to happen. If it doesn't happen, you're going to get a backlash.
I mean, you can do that, but I mean, how many times has Xbox changed their? You know, like that's the thing. Like you can't just go after both. Like you can't go after.
All right. So let me
can't just go after one.
I'll give you VR. I'll give you VR.
You're right, Dark. Let's keep that same energy, because we was hearing from a lot of these PlayStation fans about how 2 features from Halo Infinite was gone and how that was anti-consumer. Where's those same people about this? So yeah, let's go ahead and go there. You want to go there, Dark? Sure, absolutely. Let's go there. Where are those same people that was talking about the situation?
But Horizon Forbidden West isn't missing any features, dude.
How do you know?
Because it's not missing any features. They have not said anything
that it's not losing any
features.
Right. Maybe it's not about the features. Maybe it's about the fact that people expected a free upgrade. The way that these people, when it came to Halo, expected co-op and they expected Forge to be in there. So those expectations were crumbled.
You guys are making it more of a big deal than it really needs to be. Because
it is a big deal because
you guys act like they killed your fucking dog or something.
No,
and they did it. You don't have to buy the fucking game, dude. You do not have to buy the game.
Okay, all right. Let me keep this in my calm voice. Why are you upset for people making that are disappointed with a company lying to us?
Because you should expect a company to fucking lie to you. Every company lies to their fucking consumers. To believe it or not, every fucking company does it. It's not
Dark. I'm not getting on you personally about that, but by you saying it's expected for companies to lie to their consumers is what gets these companies to keep lying to their consumers. Like when it comes down to it,
lie if we continue to buy their products. Of course, they're going to continue to lie if we keep buying their products.
And you just accept.
We have to speak for their wallet, but of course we don't. Because guess what? We're going to continue to buy that shit because we want to play our games or we want to play certain things or whatever. So it's a never-ending cycle, dude. It's never going to end. It's just never going to end.
I can
never end, bro. I'm telling you, dude. I literally have a Series X sitting in front of me, and I can download whatever.
Shout out to Poe in the chat. He said, "Oh, my wife lies to me. It's okay."
Pay my $15 a month subscription. I don't care about that because you know what? The experiences I get, even if they're brief, because I end up going back to the games I love. At the end of the day, The whole point is I don't pay nothing. Like, I've gotten multiple upgrades. Update the game. That's all I see. I don't see, hey, pay me $5. Hey, pay me $10. No, update the game.
That's how PlayStation wants to do it. I mean, that's how PlayStation wants to do it.
I understand that. I get it, but it's not
game.
working anymore.
If it's not working for you, apparently it's working for other people. If it's not working for you, then you don't have to.
They get tired of it.
Yeah,
That's
well,
the
I mean,
point.
if they want to get tired of it and they want to move on to something else, then they'll move on to something else, dude.
Wow.
It's not like
that's kind of like saying, you know what? If you don't have an internet, we have a system for you. It's a 360. That's basically.
Well, if you don't have internet, then you don't have internet, dude. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't sit there and be like, well,
there was a huge backlash when freaking Don Matrix said that.
Oh yeah, of course there was. I mean, there's always going to be backlash, dude. We're in the age of social media, dude. There's always going to be backlash on every fucking thing. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It doesn't matter what it does. There's always going to be backlash.
So
no
when Xbox said we're gonna double our price for just Xbox Live, what did we all say?
Yeah, there was backlash.
And what did they do?
That's the thing. Xbox had the goal to go back on that and say, hey, you know what? We made a mistake. We're going to do it. But PlayStation's not going to do it because guess what? PlayStation doesn't listen to.
No, they haven't heard enough backlash from the consumers.
They haven't heard enough
constantly pay for their
because when you got people that says every company lies to you, just accept it. Just get the game. There's no need to worry about that. It's okay because all companies lie to you. It's fine. Okay. I mean, so I don't want to hear anything else about any topic about anybody about Xbox that says a lie or anything. I'm going to definitely have a different approach to it. I know Bot is, I know Fred is, I know Crispy is, but when it comes to you, we should just go ahead and skip you because every company lies to you and therefore you just should deal with it.
See, and this is where, and I know people don't want to hear me. There's people out there that don't want to hear me say this, but this is where, when it comes to Halo, right? If Game Pass wasn't around, if I wasn't paying a subscription, not just for Halo, but for every other game that is in that subscription, and I had to decide whether or not I'm buying Halo, I don't know if I would buy it because of the co-op thing. All right,
you'd be pissed. You'd be pissed.
You probably get Forza instead. Yeah, there'll be people that would be pissed and they wouldn't get the game.
But see, the thing is, with them having Game Pass and with me being a subscriber on it, I'm already paying for a service that isn't just Halo, and I am getting a huge amount of content that I can interact with. When Halo does drop, I am jumping in on it. But would I pay the $60 off the bat if there was no subscription service? I'd be leaning more towards not getting it at that point in time because
and they are charging you $60 for it if you want to buy it. So I mean,
what? But in my mindset is, why would I buy it if it's never leaving Game Pass? It's a first party thing, and I am paying for Game Pass. You see what I'm saying? Then it becomes a piece of a thousand piece puzzle, as opposed to me buying a portrait. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm paying a service that has all these games, and Halo is one piece of that. Whereas I'm not too I'm not too distraught about them in terms of the co-op not coming out for 3 months. Whereas if there was no subscription service and I had to buy the game, I would seriously think twice about picking it up at that point in time, and probably pick it up when co-op did drop, because I do know there are people on Xbox Live that do want to play the campaign with me and stuff like that. And me personally, I can wait 3 months for the campaign. That's the difference between that whole thing with me.
Oh, and Halo's multiplayer is free to play, by the way.
Yes,
right.
I'd automatically be on that day one because it's free to play.
If PlayStation allowed it, it'd be there. I'm telling you, Phil ain't messing around. He's been pushing crossplay. He's been doing all these crazy things that nobody thinks is logical at all, until all of a sudden it becomes logical, and we're getting to that point. And now it's like, are you going to allow this or are you not? And that's where you have to go and call out your own console. It's hard to get both. Series X, PlayStation 5. It's hard to get both.
Hold on one second. One second, real quick. Yo, shout out to Scorpion Fury. You asked what about the microtransactions in Halo Infinite. I got to ask you, what about the microtransactions? They are all cosmetic. You don't have to buy them. And there are going to be plenty of cosmetic type things that you can earn in the game as well. See, I'm coming from Destiny 2 here. When it comes to Destiny 2,
Destiny,
when it comes
Apex,
when it comes to Destiny 2, most of the stuff that I get, I earn. Every once in a while, I'll spend silver on an ornament for an exotic or something like that. But for the most part, they have two different ways that you can get most of the cosmetic type things. Like you can either use Bright Dust in the Eververse store, or you can use silver in the Eververse store. Silver is your money, your actual money. You spend the money, you buy a stack of silver and you spend it on ornaments or whatnot, different cosmetics. Or as you play the game and you complete Crucible matches, you complete Nightfall strikes, stuff like that, you earn Bright Dust as well, which you can also use to buy those ornaments in the Eververse store. Plus, you also earn and get random drops and stuff like that when it comes to different cosmetics in the game. I have no problem with microtransactions, especially when it comes to a free-to-play model. The developers have to get their money. The publishers definitely want to get their money when it comes down to it. And if this is a way that they can get their money without having it be a pay-to-win type scenario, I'm down with that. Plus, giving the people who don't necessarily want to spend their hard-earned money on cosmetics and stuff, giving them a path to earn different cosmetics. There is nothing wrong with that. Microtransactions have become like almost like a curse word in the gaming industry. But even as it's in the gaming community, but as it's a curse word in the gaming community, it is becoming a standard in the gaming industry as well. And for companies that do it right, that give the option, if you want to spend your money, you can. But if you don't want to spend your money, you can earn a bunch of different cosmetics and stuff like that just by playing the game. That's the right way to go.
Not necessarily just playing the game. You have to do challenges to get that stuff. So
but what are the challenges? Do you know what the challenges are?
I have skins in Gears 5.
Hard, dude.
Cannot
They're
buy.
not gonna be easy.
Do you know what the challenges are right now?
I'm just saying they probably won't be. I'm just saying they probably won't be easy.
Probably, which means that there's wiggle room there. That there could definitely be. There could be a bunch that are easy. There could be a bunch that are harder.
They weren't that difficult. They weren't that difficult at all. They had them in the.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, everybody knows how I feel about Halo right now. So I mean,
there's going to be skins in Halo that you can earn that people cannot buy. I'm telling you, they have experimented with all the games they've come out with.
I don't know about that.
I'm telling you, any multiplayer game they've come out with, they have been experimenting with it and trying to get.
I think eventually they'll let you buy them.
Eventually, how long? Eventually,
what's wrong with letting
the battle pass
for them to give you a free
away.
upgrade to the PS5? I mean,
people can
come on.
earn them if they want to. People can earn them if they want to, or if people can buy them. It's no different than Call of Duty or Apex or anything else. I mean, like I went and I was like, man, I'm not paying another $20 to
here's the truth.
Call of Duty, and I went through and I got like 2 battle passes, full 100 battle passes. It took a minute. It took a while. But I did it, and I didn't have to pay a dime. So
here's the truth about this.
Xbox
has created an excellent gamers ecosystem, because even when it comes down to it and microtransactions and stuff, there is something called rewards, which is something that I use with me being a part of Game Pass, right? And you don't only have to use it through Game Pass, but you get more points by being subscribed to Game Pass and kind of like completing the challenges that are in that. You get points that you can exchange for money. I use that for every single season of Destiny 2. I don't spend any money on any season of Destiny 2. I build it up. It's usually about $10 when a new season comes around. But because of the ecosystem that Xbox has created and the different ways that you can earn money, you can earn points, and you can earn things that would be microtransactions if you weren't a part of that ecosystem, I applaud them for building such a strong environment for gamers that even if you are hard pressed on money, there are ways that you can earn these seasons and stuff like that within the Xbox and Microsoft ecosystem. They have done something truly incredible here that I don't think they get enough credit for, to be really honest with you, man. I guess I proved my point.
Yep.
When it comes down to it, but
no, it's just pointless to argue with you guys about stupid ass shit. It's just stupid.
That's why we come here every Thursday to argue with you about stupid ass shit. Dark, come on, man.
I know, but it's completely stupid because it's like, okay, well, you know, you have options. You don't have to buy certain things. You don't have to do certain things. You don't have to do that. That's the beauty of living in the free world. But we come up with the most ridiculous things to worry about when other countries are worrying about fucking living, surviving. We come up with some of the stupidest shit.
Who's your daddy, Dark?
Hey, Dark,
Who's your daddy?
I'm gonna start paying you for being on this channel.
When did we come on Politics Nation? I mean,
Yo, Dark,
I'm just saying that we do.
Dark, I'm gonna start paying you. I'm gonna start paying you for being on this panel.
We do.
Wait for the check to come. By the way, wait for the check to come.
I'm just saying. Like, I mean, we could talk about that. You know, I would love to have a deep conversation about that in a different type of podcast. But
yeah, we
this
can
is
do that,
a
man.
Gaming podcast. You know what I'm saying? This isn't talk. You know what I'm saying? Shit. This is.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that, you know, it's just it sometimes it gets a little too much, man. It's just like Jesus Christ. Like,
Okay, so my last point, and I'm going to shut the hell up because I want to leave out, get out of here too.
Yo, real quick, just want to let you know this flight simulator footage. This is from Hurricane Ida, right before it made landfall.
Nice.
Yeah, all right.
Nice, that is dope. My whole point is this. Okay, since you're talking about that there's problems in the world and things like that, then why is it that you aren't really putting into consideration that Sony is over here going after people that financially, because of people in this situation with the pandemic, there's people out here, like you said, who get stimulus checks, there's people that's getting evictions, there's all different types of problems that people are still dealing with right now. And Sony still looks at this as that, well, you know what? We can go ahead and get you. We can still get you with that extra $10, even though that might, since you want to take it there, take away from something else that could be more important. Just that one person,
I highly doubt
that person's kid.
people
Hold on, that
about
person's
stuff.
kids could they just want to make that person happy, or they just want to
I
have a
highly
bit of a
doubt people
getaway.
worrying about PlayStation. I'm highly doubt people are worrying about PlayStation when they're trying to survive for their life. I highly doubt they're worried
Just
about
saying.
that.
You'd be
stuff.
surprised, dude. I
You'd be
grew up
surprised.
in the
People
hood,
like
brother.
to have a getaway.
I grew up in the hood, brother. When it comes there's something called escaping this life.
Right.
All right. If you have things that will
yeah.
help you escape this life and all the turmoil and kind of like the hardships, you'll be surprised what people will spend just to get that little reprieve from the real world.
Why do you think addictions are bad? Like, I mean, shit, that shit ain't cheap.
And people aren't forcing them to buy it. No one's forcing you to buy it, but yeah, of course, you know, PlayStation is going to do what's best for PlayStation, and that's the bottom line.
What are we talking about? Practice.
I don't know.
Talking about practice. Not a game. Yo, shout out to the answer.
Well, fuck, I might as well just ask the question.
Yeah, I think we need at least a one-time live show discussion / debate between Dark Optimus and K Mega on K Mega's YouTube channel. I think we need that. Yo.
About life.
about everything. Just throw it all out there, man.
Let's do it.
Dark, I know you're down. I know you're down, Dark, because that would be an amazing show.
Yeah.
That would,
half the time, Kimmy's like, I'm still a piece of garbage.
yeah, I can see him, dude. No soundboard on that debate, man. Maybe in the beginning and at the end. But
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe at the beginning, at the end, but yeah, no, there's no. Yeah, but that's all good.
Guys, I gotta say, I had an absolute blast tonight. It was a lot of fun. Yo, the chat, you guys have been absolutely spectacular. It was so fun, not only getting into the topics, but seeing you guys kind of like chime off what we're talking about. It has been an absolutely amazing show. Unfortunately, I have to work tomorrow. For people who know, I do 12-hour shifts, 7 in the morning to 7 p.m. No one cares. No, I care because I get paid. So I care. Right? I care about it. Not wrong. But yeah, so I gotta hurry up and get out of here. Yo, for real, dude. I want to play that for my supervisor one day. She would flip out. Yo. But yo, again, absolutely outstanding. Yo, like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in. And just
I might have missed one practice this year, but if somebody say he doesn't come to practice, it can be one practice out of all the practices this year. That's enough. If I can't practice, I can't practice, man. I'm hurt.
Yo, for real. Shout out to Allen Iverson. Dude, I love being like, you know, it was kind of like my high school / years, you know, it just his career. Absolutely love being able to watch NBA with Allen Iverson, and I feel I grew up in one of the greatest NBA eras, to be really honest with you, man. All the All-Stars and stuff. But that's
talking about practice.
Practice.
Not a game.
Not a game.
Not a game.
Not a game.
We talking about practice.
Yeah.
Not a game.
Who's playing
that?
Is that Fred?
Hey, that man.
Yo, for real, Fred.
Hey, that man's over here talking about we are the world, we are the children. I mean, what the hell did that come from? I don't know. I'm done. I need to take a drink on that one.
I'm glad you sang that so poorly because I'm not going to get a copyright strike. I'm just saying, man.
I did.
I think, I'm gonna give you respect. I think you did it on purpose just for me, and I appreciate that, man.
I did.
But like I said, like a 4-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in, and I am going to start with the very angry, the very heated Otter himself, Dark Optimus. Yo, as usual, man. It is always good. It is always good to talk games with you, man. I love that you are not afraid to share your opinion, even if your opinion is who really gives a shit. And you will express that, man. Why don't you let people, hit them up with your outro, man? What you got for us, bro?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, Dark Optimus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name. And as always, podcast. And yeah, man, I mean, sometimes you just gotta play devil's advocate, man. You just gotta.
I think you gotta give the people. I think you took everything personally because you pre-ordered Horizon Forbidden West. We don't care where you spend your money.
You only think that because of my tone and my voice.
I think that
you remember I am in the film industry. You know that, right? So I mean, acting.
I think that because I swear I heard your hair swaying. The business in the front, party in the back.
You heard it in the wind. Man.
It was going.
You heard
crazy.
The fluttering.
Yes.
You heard the fluttering. Yeah.
Yes, bro. Nice, man. Yo, Predator, what do you got for us, man? Are you still like banned from other podcasts? Why aren't people adding you to their guest panel? I don't understand this, bro. They need to.
I think I cussed too much.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I've been busy, man. I haven't even I listen to a lot of podcasts. I hop in for a little bit, hop out, but I haven't had anybody ask me to jump on in a while. But I know I got open invitations to some. I just don't take advantage of it. So I stick with you guys.
I'm glad you're here every week, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Family, man. And
between
this show and work and OnlyFans and making content for Dark and shit, man. He's in a bad boy corner right now, so I don't know.
He's in a bad boy
corner. Daddy will just give you $100 or something like that, and you'll be fine.
Is he your P Diddy?
Oh, shit. I forgot I was gonna say that. I guess I'll see y'all next week. Shit.
Nice. Oh hell no! Just to let you guys know, you heard it here, man. Predator is a next podcast exclusive, and you don't have to pay for an upgrade. You just come here every Thursday. Crispy, bro, Dude, you're on fire tonight. Absolutely on fire. The emotion was flowing, man. And as usual, every week, you never fail. Your opinion is your opinion, and you let everyone know what it is, man. Why don't you hit everybody with the outro?
Last week, no.
Yeah, except when you're not sleeping. Just to let you know, this podcast is sponsored by NyQuil. But go ahead, bro.
Advil PM. There you go.
The one where you take 8 of them? Is that what that? Okay, that one. All right.
It only takes a few, and then all of a sudden you're just like, "Hey, I'm in La La Land. Let's go to sleep." At Christopher Baum on Twitter, Christopher Baum 28 Xbox Live from a tomorrow morning 10 a.m. Breakfast with Boom. We got Retro Renegades 7 p.m. Tuesday nights. Yes, Cerebral Paul is a part of the panel. Shout out to him. He loves to argue with me as well. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Dark.
It's fun, bro.
So and you could also find me back here Thursday night, 8 p.m. prime time on the next podcast.
Nice, brother. Prime time, man. Let's see who we got left. We got my brother K Mega in the building, feeling spicy. I think this was an extra spicy episode, bro. You got a lot of things going on with your channel and all that good stuff, man. I hope you brought the scroll to let everybody know, bro.
Yeah, dropped the Devin the Gamer this week. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you get the chance to see my son and my daughter when they came and visit me, and on my birthday, on my actual birthday, when I was over there doing Devin the Gamer, and I was a little lit, but I still maintain. You know what I'm saying? The eyes start drooping the more the show was going on. But it was great. It was still had a good time. Had some really good discussions. Dropped a couple of videos this week. Also did Fight Night Sunday. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is do my Fight Night Sunday on Twitch like I do every Sunday, but then also take a clip of it or whatever for about an hour and a half, and then just port it over. And so for whoever want to come and check it out on YouTube, come check that out. The GRG podcast tomorrow night.
K Mega 405.
Yeah, and the rest of the crew will be there. You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
like she was tied up to say that one.
Yeah, I know. That's Anyway, so we will have a guest. We'll have Devin Hyperfang Gaming coming through from We Bleed Green.
Oh, shoot. Put him together with that panel. This is gonna be a crazy show, bro.
I'm sure somebody is going to tell me that they got, that their dog ate their homework, and so it won't be the full crew, of course. There'll be somebody that'll make some last second. You got to do something to do. All right, whatever. But come and check us out tomorrow night. It's going to be spicy. I know that there's people that's been waiting, chopping at the bit, especially Miss D. She will definitely let people know how she feels about it, and I know that Devin is not going to disappoint. He's really going to. So, Fred, if you're going to be free tomorrow night, that's the night, because there's going to be a lot of cussing, because I don't think Devin holds back. So, it's going to be wild. So come check us out tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m., 6 p.m. Pacific, 2 a.m. GMT time, and also, me and Don will stream. I'll just check me out on Twitch at KMega405, man. Just
I heard when you and Don get together to stream, there's some predator slander that's going on lately, man.
No, there's Xbot slander. Because
I'm used to that, man. I don't even care.
What's the
I heard something about my soft hands, man.
Sometimes there's some dark slander too, and
there's some dark sides because Dark has been popping in the party unexpectedly, and nobody.
I have no idea what you're talking about, man. I cannot confirm these allegations.
But you know what I'm saying. But one bad mother has told us that that Dark is cool. I don't trust Dark, but but no, it's good to see Dark.
I don't even trust myself.
And it's real cool, man. So yeah, come and check us out, man. When we stream, check out the Don when he does his thing or whatever. So Saturday we'll hopefully be streaming something, and that's it. That's it. Man.
Nice, brother. And again, shout out to you guys in the chat. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be coming together every Thursday. You guys make the show what it is. Definitely appreciate all of you. Thank you guys so much for all the support when it comes to the Super Chats, when it comes to you guys taking your time out every Thursday from 8 till pretty much whenever we end. A lot of love for you guys. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the time. Definitely subscribe. If you want to support more, you can always become a member. Shout out to Master Clowns who renewed his membership today. Shout out to you, brother. Definitely appreciate that. One flat fee. I don't have like a 3-stage or anything like that. I'm not trying to be like, oh, you're a super duper fan or whatnot. So if you want to get in on that, definitely hit the button, become a member there. But other than that, guys, we are out for now, and we will see you next week for the next podcast. Have a great night, everybody.
Man, go play that Psychonauts 2. It's definitely a game of the year up there with Scarlet Nexus.
It's fire. Fire.
Ejaculation.
The voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to next podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.